One Punch Man. Take Saitama as his disciple at the beginning. Chapter 31. Are you trying not to die? Hell Fubuki was stunned for a moment. A flash of light flashed in my mind, as if I had caught something, but it seemed like I didn't. That feeling is mysterious. She had a hazy feeling. If you catch this flash, the strength will definitely grow by leaps and bounds. Interesting. The corners of Hell Fubuki's mouth raised slightly. He smiled at Chen Ming for the first time and then spoke. Sorry, your balls aren't with me. What? Where is that? Where did you put it? Where is it? Chen Ming was a little anxious and could no longer care about anything else. He grabbed Hell Fubuki's arm and asked eagerly. Even if you ask me in such a hurry, I can't tell you because I really don't know where it is. I can only tell you that your egg is now where my sister Tatsumaki is. This was her first time having contact with the opposite gender. Feeling the masculine aura coming from Chen Ming's body, Hell Fubuki couldn't help but blush. His body felt a little weak. He quickly turned his head, not daring to look directly at Chen Ming. In a mosquito-like voice, he told the whereabouts of the egg. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What am I doing? Chen Ming is going crazy. Isn't it just an egg? It's not a treasure. As for me giving it to you, do you give it to her? I'm sorry, I didn't plan to give the egg to her originally. At first I just wanted to bring it back to piss you off. But my sister came here just now and she saw that the egg was very strange and said she wanted to take it back to study it. Hell Fubuki saw Chen Ming so nervous about the mysterious egg. He quickly apologized to Chen Ming and explained at the same time. Research. It's over, what should we do now? Chen Ming has one head and two heads. The tornado must have been brought back to the Heroes Association headquarters. I don't know whether to give it to the Child Emperor, Dr. Metal, or some other doctor. Is it possible that this pet egg is just gone? The pet egg I finally picked up. Haven't seen anything yet. Then it was snatched away. Where can your sister go to reason with you? Is it possible to forget about it like this? Tatsumaki alone is difficult to deal with, as well as other members of the Hero Association. With his current strength, he wants to break through. I'm afraid he didn't die there. But just give up. Not willing to give in. Or, Chen Ming turned his head, his eyes fell on Hell Shui, and a thought suddenly came to his mind. What are you going to do? Hell Fubuki knew that he had done something wrong and felt sorry for Chen Ming. When I was thinking about how to make up for it, suddenly, he felt Chen Ming's unabashed gaze falling on him. Hell Fubuki thought Chen Ming was up to something bad and subconsciously protected his body. No, it's nothing. Chen Ming shook his head. He quickly looked away. If he catches Hell Fubuki and beats him up, it can actually attract the tornado. And at this time, there is a high probability that the egg is still on her body. In this way, the egg can be retrieved. But, doing so would be risky. To bear the wrath of the tornado, it is not impossible to accidentally burp the lunchbox. After weighing the pros and cons, Chen Ming finally gave up the idea. The egg was picked up anyway, and if it's gone, it's gone. Moreover, the broken egg doesn't look like a good thing at first glance. There will definitely not be any top-notch pet monsters. It must be the trash among the trash. He doesn't care if you give it to him. There was a bit of sourness in Chen Ming's words. He comforted himself in his heart. Isn't that egg very important to you? Just when Chen Ming was about to turn around and leave, Hell Fubuki on the side suddenly asked. Of course, I wanted to eat the eggs before, but the teacher wouldn't let me. Do you think the weight is important? Chen Ming didn't wait to speak. Saitama ran over from a distance. Said for his teacher, you brat, you still have the nerve to say that. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. With a dark face, he kicked him directly. Teacher, I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. Seeing that the situation was not good, Saitama greased the soles of his feet and ran away immediately. You dare to run? Stop right here. Chen Ming chased after him directly. The two masters and apprentices, one running in front and the other chasing behind, quickly disappeared. Although Chen Xianghezi didn't know what was going on. But seeing Chen Ming and Hell Shui break up on bad terms, I felt inexplicably happy. Humming a little tune, he jumped up and down and rushed back to the dormitory. Is it important? In that case, There was struggle in Fubuki's eyes, but he finally made up his mind. Walking towards the outside of the school. Teacher, why don't you chase me anymore? While running, Saitama suddenly realized that the teacher was not following and stopped. He turned his head in confusion. Chasing? Why are I chasing you? Is it possible that if I beat you up, my balls will come back? Chen Ming glared at Kyu angrily. If you have the time, you might as well go around that forest more often, maybe you can pick up other eggs. I just don't know if I can still pick up flying pet monsters. Z City Heroes Association Branch. What, are you ready to give up? I was drinking milk tea and watching the tornado of bubble drama. When I saw my sister Fubuki appeared, I turned my head with a hint of amusement in the corner of my mouth. Please, give me the egg back. Fubuki took a deep breath. He raised his head and looked directly at the sister he once regarded as a nightmare. Oh, what do you want to do with the egg? As far as I know, this egg is not yours, right? Tatsumaki stretched out his hand. The dark egg was surrounded by green light and floated lightly in the air, as if it had no weight at all. Just because it's not mine, I have to return it to its owner. For the first time, Fubuki did not dodge, but faced his sister directly. This moment, she felt that her mood seemed to have undergone some subtle changes. Really, in that case, I'll give it to you. Anyway, this thing is of no use to me. Tatsumaki noticed the change in his sister, and a hint of joy flashed in his eyes, but it was quickly covered up. He calmly returned the egg to Fubuki. Fubuki took the egg. Although he couldn't directly control the egg to float with his superpower like his sister, he could also greatly reduce the weight of the egg, making it very easy to hold. Please don't forget the agreement between us. Sooner or later, I will defeat you. Before leaving, Fubuki left a message. Then he walked out of his sister's room with his head held high and left the Z City Heroes Association branch. This was the first time that she said these words in her heart in front of her sister. Feel unexpectedly great. The whole person felt very relaxed, and the boulder weighing on his heart finally fell to the ground. The top floor of the Z City Heroes Association branch. Finally, all my efforts were not in vain. Fubuki, you finally have a strong heart. Tatsumaki watched his sister Fubuki leave. The corners of his mouth turned up, revealing a smile from the bottom of his heart. Give me your eggs back. Inside the dormitory, Chen Ming finished taking a shower and was getting ready to rest. Then there was a knock on the door. After opening the door, he saw Fubuki standing at the door. He was holding his Xiaohei in his arms. Xiaohei. See Xiaohei who was lost and found. Chen Ming was in a surging mood. Take it directly. I can't wait to kiss him twice. Okay, now we're clear, no one owes anyone anything. Only then did Fubuki notice that Chen Ming was only wearing shorts, exposing his muscular upper body. His face turned red and he quickly turned around and left. Ding, gain +5 favorability from Fubuki, current favorability is 5. Chen Ming's mouth twitched when he heard the sudden electronic beep. How much does Fubuki hate him? The previous favorability was actually 0. No wonder they don't deal with each other when they meet. But where did these 5 good feelings come from? Chen Ming scratched his head, expressing incomprehension. After settling Xiaohei, Chen Ming returned to bed and prepared to rest. Completely unaware, an inconspicuous crack appeared on the hard eggshell. And it is expanding at a slow speed. The next day, Chen Ming, who was in a great mood, fell asleep and woke up naturally. Stretched comfortably. Then he opened his eyes and subconsciously glanced at the corner where Xiaohei was. Then, what am I doing? Where are the eggs? Chen Ming jumped out of bed. Look left and right. The result was no shadow at all. Could it be that Saitama guy again? The first thing Chen Ming thought of was Saitama. After all, Saitama, who has been in a similar situation, is the most suspicious person. Teacher, are you up? I've brought you breakfast, hurry up while it's hot. Living room. Saitama was holding large and small bags of various steaming breakfasts in his hands. Said to the master Chen Ming. Chen Ming, who was furious, rushed out of the room. Pressing Saitama to the ground, he was violently rubbed and beaten. 3 minutes later, after venting, Chen Ming sat on the sofa, gritting his teeth and staring at Saitama. Tell me, where did my balls go? Egg, what egg? Saitama, who was beaten into a pig-headed face, looked confused and didn't understand what his master was talking about, so he spoke vaguely. What, are you still pretending to be stupid with me? If you hadn't sold my eggs, where would you have gotten the money to buy breakfast? Chen Ming pointed to the dazzling array of breakfasts in front of him. Now the master and the apprentice don't have $1 combined. How is it possible to afford breakfast outside? Teacher, please listen to my explanation. This money. Saitama spoke quickly. What, could it be that you want to say that you picked up this money when you went out this morning? Chen Ming glanced sideways at Kyu. He interrupted directly. No, this money. Saitama shook his head. Brother Kyu, you're back already. Thank you very much for helping us buy breakfast. Chen Ming, are you up too? This is the breakfast I asked Brother Kyu to buy from outside. I didn't know you liked it. What, so I asked Brother Saitama to buy them all, see if you like them. Qian Shanghezi came in from outside wearing a black silk lace one-piece dress. After seeing Chen Ming, little stars appeared in his eyes. ! Chen Ming's mouth twitched. He turned his head and looked at Saitama aside. Did she give you the money? Saitama nodded quickly like a chicken pecking at rice. Then why didn't you tell me earlier? You made me misunderstand that you stole my balls again. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows and spoke first. Saitama. He wanted to say that the key was not giving him a chance. Eggs, Chen Ming, wasn't your egg taken away by that guy's sister? How could it be stolen again? Is it possible that you have 2 eggs? Chen Xianghezi on the side tilted his head, his watery eyes showing confusion and curiosity. Ahem, looking at Chen Xianghezi with a look of curiosity. Chen Ming almost choked to death with a mouthful of saliva. There is a difference between this egg and an egg, right? Well, this egg is my previous egg. The previous egg was taken away by the tornado, but then Hell Fubuki helped me get it back. Chen Ming explained to Chen Xianghezi. Oh, so that's it. Chen Xianghezi nodded in understanding. After what Chen Ming said, she only knew that Dan had been retrieved by Hell Fubuki again. Then he pursed his lips, his face full of displeasure and displeasure. Guys, why are they everywhere? Not Saitama, nor Asaka Heka. As for Hell Fubuki, it was just returned yesterday and it is unlikely that he will take it away. Where did the egg go? You can't just disappear into thin air, right? Chen Ming frowned. I couldn't figure it out for a while. Teacher, you, on your head. Saitama on the side suddenly pointed at Chen Ming's head. Huh, what happened to my head? Chen Ming was confused. Ah, yes, it's a snake. Chen Xianghezi took a closer look. When he saw clearly, his face turned pale with fright and he backed away. Why is there a snake on my head? Chen Ming was also shocked. Reach out and grab it. But then I thought about it, stretched out my hand and froze in midair. If this was a venomous snake, I'm afraid I wouldn't want to GG on the spot. So be on the safe side. It would be better to let Saitama find something to get down. Teacher, wait a minute, this doesn't seem to be a snake. Saitama on the side observed. He said suddenly and abruptly. Not a snake, what is that? Chen Ming felt as if a cat was scratching his head, but he couldn't see it, so he could only worry on the sidelines. Although it looks like a snake, there are 2 pointed little bulges on the top of its head. Saitama observed for a while and then told the latest observation. Small bulge. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. There is a bulge on the top of the head, isn't that still a snake? Not to mention the bulge on the head. Even if he had 2 heads, 3 heads, or even 9 heads, it wouldn't be strange. After all, this is One Punch Man. There are weirdos everywhere. There are all kinds of weirdos that you can't even imagine. Chen Ming reached out and took down the thing that looked like a snake lying on his head. From a distance, it looks like a snake, but up close, it looks like a plump caterpillar, except it has no hair, only scales. Look at it this way. It's really a snake, to be precise, a fat snake. Chen Ming, throw it away quickly, it's too dangerous. What if it's poisonous? Chen Xianghezi on the side saw that Chen Ming was still observing carefully, and reminded him nervously. Don't worry, it's okay. Chen Ming shook his head. Although he didn't know why, he felt that the fat black snake in his hand would not hurt him. And there is an inexplicable sense of intimacy. Just like, could this guy be Looking at the fat black snake sleeping in his hand, Chen Ming suddenly remembered something. It looks similar to a black eggshell. Could it be that this is... What am I doing? Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Didn't your sister say that this is an egg-laying bird? How? No, wait a minute. Chen Ming frowned and thought carefully about the time when he met the little black egg. At that time, the system only said that it was oviparous and had the characteristics of oviparous organisms. It would become dependent on the first creature it saw, but it did not say that it was a bird. Be cheated. Chen Ming was so angry that his teeth itched with hatred. Unexpectedly, Ying Mingyi was fooled by the system again. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting a pet, please name it. At this moment, the sound of the system came out at an inappropriate time. Chen Ming has been played by the system and lost his temper. After all, if you are playing with the system, you may not even know how to G. After thinking about it, Chen Ming originally planned to be a little black and fat. But the name sounds too cheesy. In the end, I decided to just call him Xiaohei instead of Xiaohei. Effortless, convenient, and easy to recognize. Ding! Congratulations on successfully naming the host. Pet, Xiaohei, young body. Variety, quality, ability, strength, wolf level above. Question mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Chen Ming was just pretending and glanced casually. When I saw a series of question marks, I basically gave up the struggle. But when I see the last column, strength, everyone is feeling bad. Such an inconspicuous little guy who only knows how to sleep is actually as powerful as a wolf. Isn't this justified? Are you going to let people live? System, please explain to me. Chen Ming resisted the urge to curse. Ding! The strength of the pet is related to the species and quality, and it can also continue to improve with the strength of the host later. Have to. Asking in vain again. Of course he knows that the strength of a pet is related to its species and quality. The key thing he wants to know is, what does this series of question marks mean? However, Chen Ming did not wait for him to speak. The system has already given a reply. No comment. Be human. What the hell is no comment? Never mind. I will endure. Chen Ming took a deep breath. Suppress the anger in your heart. There is no way. Who makes him a weakling now? Wait. Wait until one day when you become stronger. We must teach you how to behave in this system. Ouch, can I strangle you? Just when Chen Ming YY will try his best to defeat the dog type in the future. A sharp pain suddenly came from my fingers. He couldn't help but cry out in pain. What's wrong, teacher? Chen Ming, are you okay? Listening to Chen Ming's screams, Saitama and Asaka Heka on the side were startled, and they quickly stepped forward and asked with concern. Chen Ming, are you bleeding? Chen Xiang Hezi panicked when she saw blood pouring from Chen Ming's fingertips. He took out his phone and prepared to call an ambulance. I'm fine. Chen Ming took a deep breath and smiled at Chen Xiang Hezi and Qiu. Randomly turned his head and looked at Xiaohei who was sleeping again in his palm. The wound on the hand was caused by this little guy. Now after drinking 2 mouthfuls of blood, contented, he fell asleep in Chen Ming's hand. System, what's going on? Will this guy always drink my blood from now on? Just thinking about Chen Ming makes his scalp numb. It's okay to be a little kid now. A few drops of blood can feed you. From now on, let alone grow up like Elder Centipede. Even if he is a descendant of Centipede who is only a few people tall, he will be sucked dry after just 2 sips. In the larval state, it needs to suck the blood of the host to survive. When it reaches larva, it can actively eat. Listen to the system's explanation. Chen Ming's hanging heart finally fell to the ground. At least, he doesn't have to worry about becoming a human being. Don't worry, this little guy hatched from the egg I brought back before. Chen Ming explained to Qiu and Chen Xiang Hezi. How can such a big egg hatch into such a small guy? Saitama stretched out his hand and gestured. At that time, the egg was as big as a basketball. Why is it that the hatchling is only as big as a ham sausage? If I had known this, I might as well have stewed it and eaten it. At least you can have a full meal. If Chen Ming knew what his great disciple was thinking, he would definitely be furious. Is this your pet? I heard that the little guy who looked like a snake was Chen Ming's pet. The previous nervousness on Chen Xiang Hezi's face disappeared, and she took a few steps closer, and even had the idea of reaching out and touching her a few times. Chen Ming, can I touch you? Can. Chen Ming nodded and handed Xiao He over. Chen Xianghezi tentatively stretched out his hand. Little by little, he got closer to Xiao He and Chen Ming's hand. Under Chen Ming's encouraging eyes, finally succeeded in touching it. It feels very smooth and feels wonderful, with a hint of coolness. Xiao He seemed a little unhappy. Chen Ming turned around in his hand. Then I found a comfortable position and continued to sleep. Looking at the cute little He, it made Chen Xianghezi couldn't help but giggle. This little guy looks quite cute, not that scary. Congratulations, I didn't expect it to hatch so quickly. While the three of them were studying, Hell Fubuki also walked out of the room. Thank you. If you hadn't brought it back for me yesterday, I would have missed it. Chen Ming smiled at Hell Fubuki. For Hell Fubuki. Anyway, he was still grateful. Otherwise, just relying on his words, this Xiao He will definitely not come back. Why are you thanking me? This egg is yours, I'm just giving it back to you. Hell Fubuki looked stunned, obviously not used to being thanked. He turned his head, but his eyes glanced at Xiao He and Chen Ming's hand from time to time. Obviously he is still very curious about this newborn little guy. Just because of face, I am embarrassed to come forward. Aren't you hungry? Saitama touched his growling stomach. Looking at the teacher, Asaka Heka and Hell Fubuki. He went out to practice early in the morning, but when he came back, he was beaten violently by his teacher before he could even sit down. I'm so hungry now. Yes, eat it while it's hot. Otherwise it won't taste good when it gets cold. Only then did Chen Xianghezi remember the breakfast specially prepared for Chen Ming. He greeted quickly. Here, I give this to you as a thank you for helping Chen Ming find Xiao He, even though Xiao He disappeared because of you. Asaka Heka grabbed the breakfast and handed it to Hell Fubuki. Like you said, this is what I'm supposed to do. Hell Fubuki glanced at Asaka Heka. He said coldly. Since you said that, why don't you eat this breakfast? It's fine if you don't eat it, but I'm afraid it won't be enough. Saying that, Chen Xianghezi was about to put away the breakfast. However, the Hellblower on the side was one step faster. I took the breakfast directly. Then he ate. Watching the two women finally begin to communicate, Chen Ming showed a husband-like smile of relief. This picture is inexplicably harmonious. It smells so good. It seems I came at the right time. Except, this untimely sound. Chen Ming looked at the people who walked in and couldn't help but frown. What are you doing here? Looking at the uninvited zombie man. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth twitched a few times. Didn't I just arrange this guy yesterday? Why did you come to the door again? Of course I'm here for class. Have you forgotten that I'm also a student here? The zombie man shrugged and gave a reasonable reason. Just go to class and go to class well. What do you mean by going to my dormitory? Chen Ming sweated violently. Can you stretch this a little further? Because the combat skills subject is the second period at noon, I came early, so I wanted to walk around, and then I didn't know what happened, but I found your dormitory. Zombie man explained. Chen Ming was too lazy to listen to the zombie man's explanation. The more this guy talks, the more nonsense he gets. Go on. I'm afraid it's not about the earth exploding into chaos. Chen Ming, who is this? Is he your friend? Why haven't I heard you say this before? Chen Xianghezi looked up and down at the zombie man. There was curiosity in his eyes. It's like a daughter-in-law asking for news about her husband's friends. That's right, I just met him, so we're not very familiar with him. Chen Ming glanced at the zombie man and turned away. He really didn't want to see this troublesome guy again. Isn't it too hurtful to say this? You just helped me find a house yesterday. Isn't this still familiar? The zombie man pretended to be injured and sad, with a little sadness in his eyes. It's like being abandoned by someone who has no heart. Looking for a house. How is this going? Could it be? Chen Xianghezi looked at Chen Ming, with disbelief on the faces of the zombie man. Terrible thoughts suddenly came to mind. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. This is a weird situation. Why haven't I noticed that zombie man is such a thick-skinned guy before? This way, it was as if the two of them had an affair. What should I do if someone misunderstands me? I can't let my reputation be ruined like this. No, this can't go on any longer. I'm full, and don't follow me anymore. I can't afford to offend him, So I'm hiding from the head office, right? After saying a few words, Chen Ming ran out of the dormitory and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Otherwise, if we continue to stay, we don't know what bad words the zombie man will say. When the time comes, even jumping into the Yellow River won't be able to wash it away. Look at the zombie man not following up. Chen Ming was relieved. It seems, I won't be able to go back to the dormitory for a while. After thinking about it, Chen Ming decided to go shopping nearby. By the way, let's find a few more wolf-level weirdos to try out what this guy Xiao He is capable of. This humble little guy has the strength of a wolf. He doesn't believe it. Not long after entering the forest, I met a wolf-shaped monster, and his strength was just below the wolf level. It is most suitable to verify Xiao He's strength. And at this level, if something unexpected happens, he can take action immediately. Hey, can you give me some face? However, no matter how Chen Ming urged and poked, Xiao He lying in his palm just refused to move. Holy shit, Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. What kind of snake is this, your sister? Is it a pig? I only eat and sleep all day long, can I still do it? You forced me to do this. Chen Ming gritted his teeth. Simply take out your trump card. If you don't listen to me again, I won't suck your blood from now on. I know you are scared, right? If you know you are scared, just give it to me quickly. As soon as Chen Ming finished speaking, the little black thing in his palm started to move. I couldn't help but feel proud. However, he was proud for just a second. Then it was petrified in place. He looked at Xiao He, who was still sleeping soundly, and ignored him at all. Feelings just turned over. I'm so excited. Chen Ming was angry. It doesn't matter whether you are 3721 or 7312. He directly used the sleeping Xiao He as a hidden weapon and threw it at the wolf-shaped weirdo who was staring at him not far away. The wolf-shaped monster looked at the thing that suddenly flew over. Without thinking, he just opened his mouth and bit. The result is the next second. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao He for successfully killing the wolf-level wolf-shaped monster and obtaining the Strength Enhancer +3. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao He for successfully killing the wolf-level wolf-shaped monster and obtaining the Physical Enhancer +3. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao He for successfully killing the wolf-level wolf-shaped monster and obtaining Speed Enhancer +4. Ding! Congratulations to the host pet Xiao He for successfully killing the wolf-level wolf-shaped monster and obtaining a complete wolf skin. Yell! Listen to a series of electronic beeps. Chen Ming was a little surprised. I didn't expect this humble little guy to be so powerful. With just one blow, this wolf-shaped monster received his lunch box. Ouch! Xiao He, who had dealt with the wolf-shaped monster, returned to Chen Ming's hands and protested dissatisfiedly to Chen Ming. Then he bit Chen Ming's hand hard in retaliation. This time it took 4 mouthfuls of blood before he let go. My belly was round and turned into a ball. Chen Ming remembered the electronic notification sound just now. An idea came to mind. Unexpectedly, when Xiao He kills the monster, he can also receive the reward. Isn't this just like raising a trumpet by yourself? Double the monster spawning, double the happiness. In that case, Chen Ming's smiling eyes fell on Xiao He. There is no need to use this free labor in vain. Just think of it as a favor fee for providing blood. I told you not to sleep yet, let's continue. However, just like before, no matter how Chen Ming shouted, the little black in his hand did not respond at all. Sleeping like a pig. However, now after seeing Xiao He's power, Chen Ming was unwilling to be the same as before. Throw Xiao He out like a hidden weapon. Don't be in a hurry to spawn monsters. Wait until Xiao He has had enough sleep. By then, facing the monsters, shouldn't it be easy to get rid of the food? Think of this. Chen Ming's tears of dissatisfaction flowed from his mouth. Just as he was licking the future, he felt the pleasure of escalation. There was a sudden commotion in my ears. Hey, what happened to guys A, B, and C? Why haven't they come back after being gone for so long? Who knew? It's such a useless thing, it can't even do such a small thing. I'll give them a hard lesson when I see them later, and they actually want us to make a trip. Yes. You must be taught a lesson. Why do A, B, and C sound so familiar? Correct. Isn't this the name of the humanoid robots that I killed before? Could it be? Chen Ming quietly poked half of his head out of the bushes. Several weirdos were walking towards the distance. While walking, he was talking about something. It's just that the distance was too far for Chen Ming to hear clearly. I accidentally stumbled into a conspiracy. What do you decide? 1. It's none of your business, ignore it. Strength enhancer plus 10. 2. Find out and see what's going on. Physique enhancer plus 10. 3. Observe the situation first. Speed enhancer plus 10. What is your choice? A conspiracy. Chen Ming frowned and fell into deep thought. I tried hard to recall the scene where I met the 3 ABC robots yesterday. Because the situation was critical at that time, I couldn't think too much about it. All 3 robots can only be destroyed as quickly as possible. Now it seems that these 3 robots seem to be shouldering what tasks? In this case, 3. Anyway, I didn't say what I must do after observing. Let's talk about the attributes first. Then Chen Ming quietly followed behind a few weirdos. This group of weirdos came to a cave several kilometers away. Then he walked straight into the cave. After confirming that there were no other weirdos around, Chen Ming walked out of his hiding place. Follow the weirdo all the way to a suspicious cave. Are you ready? 1. Follow up, strength enhancer plus 10. 2. Give up, turn around and leave, physique enhancer plus 10. 3. Continue to observe, speed enhancer plus 10. 3. Chen Ming thought for a moment and once again chose the safer third option. This cave looks bottomless, who knows what is going on inside. If you go in rashly, won't you get meat buns delivered to your door? As for giving up, why should you give up if you have the attribute of free prostitution? Doesn't it smell good if you have love for free? Chen Ming retreated and hid behind the bushes. Continued to quietly observe the situation. It didn't take long. Several weirdos who entered the cave came out again. Each hand also holds a box. It seemed a little strenuous. Is there anything good in this? Chen Ming's eyes lit up when he saw it. I was thinking about whether to take advantage of these weirdos and take action directly to deal with them without them noticing. Then snatch the box away. But after Chen Ming explored the strength of several weirdos. Just throw this thought out of your mind. You won't know if you don't look at it, but you will be shocked when you look at it. Among these 7 weirdos, the 2 guys at the front are Wolf Shang. The last 5 are also the strongest among wolves. Yesterday, the 3 ABC brothers, the most powerful robot among wolves, spent so much effort to solve the problem. The normal number directly becomes 7, and there are also 2 weirdos on the wolf. I'm afraid it won't be solved as soon as I take action. Chen Ming watched the weirdos leave. Then he came out of his hiding place. He looked at the cave in front of him. What is going on here? Chen Ming fell into deep thought. Little did he know that a pair of eyes were staring at him silently from the depths of the cave. Once Chen Ming enters, there is bound to be an attack. Outside the cave, Chen Ming hesitated for a while and finally decided to give up. It's obviously not worth risking your life to satisfy this curiosity. And it has been used twice in a row for nothing. Already contented, there is absolutely no need to continue. So Chen Ming was going to go home and go back to his dormitory first. Counting the time, the zombie man should have left the dormitory and gone back to class. Help, God, why do weird people appear in the reserve hero school? How so? Where did this weirdo come from? Chen Ming just arrived in front of the school. I saw a large number of students running away from the reserve school screaming. Hey, what happened in there? Chen Ming stopped a student who was so frightened that his face turned pale, with panic and anxiety in his eyes. There are 3 weirdos inside. It's too scary. The faces of the students still showed the joy of surviving the disaster. Fortunately, I ran fast enough, otherwise my life would have been in danger. 3 weirdos. Chen Ming's expression was a bit strange. Is it possible that all these weirdos are gathered together? I couldn't easily encounter them before, but today I encountered so many in one go. A weirdo appears in the reserve hero school. What is your choice? 1. Find the weirdo and destroy the weirdo, strength enhancer plus 12. 2. Escape, it's important to save your life, physique enhancer plus 12. 3. Seek help from the Heroes Association, speed enhancer plus 6. What is your choice? 1. Chen Ming directly chose to fight. It's unreasonable that only 3 weirdos would run away. As for seeking help from the Heroes Association, sorry, he is not in the habit of sharing his prey with others. At this moment, inside the huge school, except for the students who have escaped, everyone else hid and didn't dare to come out, for fear of being found by weirdos. Asshole, where is the person? Come out quickly, I know you are here. Chen Ming, get out. Ah, Chen Ming, who was carefully checking the situation, heard the weirdo call his name. Immediately stunned, how does this weirdo know his name? And you know he's here. Not only that, this voice also sounded familiar. The appearance of Clove now suddenly appeared in Chen Ming's mind. Is it possible? Found it. Just when Chen Ming frowned and thought. A rough voice came from the side. It is Lilac Nao's second brother. Hey, you fool, it's all thanks to you. Otherwise we wouldn't have become so strong. Ding Xiangno and his second brother, who could still vaguely see the human form, grinned at Chen Ming, showing a mouthful of fangs. Haha, yes, I feel full of strength now. Lilac Nao's eldest brother also walked out from the side. It's just like this. Chen Ming looked at the 2 brothers who had turned into trolls. It's really hard to compliment. Oh, have you finally found my beloved? Big brother, second brother, please help me catch him. Remember not to hurt him. I don't want his cute face to have any scratches. Clove Nao's voice also came from not far away. Accompanied by a rush of footsteps, it was getting closer and closer. Boy, just obey. Now in front of us brothers, you have no way to resist. He, that's right, boy, you may be considered strong among humans, but now you are simply not good enough in front of us brothers. Lilac Nao's eldest brother and second brother looked proud and grinned. In their eyes, Chen Ming was already convinced. Chen Ming in his human state is definitely no match for the 2 brothers who have turned into monsters. I finally found you, Chen Ming. As long as you agree to come with me, how about I let the other people in this school go? At this moment, Ding Xiangnohe finally rushed back. Only, Chen Ming looked at Ding Xiangnao who turned into a monster in front of him. To be honest, if the voice hadn't changed, Chen Ming almost didn't recognize it. Clove Nao, who turned into a monster in front of him, completely changed. And according to male aesthetics, she has a curvy figure, and although her appearance is not first class, it definitely has something to do with her beauty. It seems that Lilac is the same as Sweetheart Mask. Because of his extreme disgust with his own appearance, he became a monstrosity. When he became a weirdo, his appearance also changed. Since it was him who transformed into a weirdo. So what happened to Ding Xiangnohe's eldest and second brothers just now? Chen Ming couldn't figure it out. Follow the rules of the One Punch Man world. If you voluntarily transform into a monster, you will have a chance to change your appearance. Just like Sweetheart Mask, or the Lilac Nawa in front of me. They are all changing in a good-looking direction. Change in the direction of ugliness. It seems that there is only. Chen Ming took a deep breath. His eyes became sharp. Only weirdos who eat weirdo cells and become weirdos will become uglier and uglier. In other words, Clove Nao's 2 brothers got the weirdo cells by chance while being imprisoned. Then after eating it, it became what it is now. Could it be that Monster King Orochi and Sykes have already taken action? But if they took action, why hasn't there been any movement yet? What exactly is going on? Hey, boy, we are talking to you, do you hear it? Ding Xiangnohe's eldest brother frowned and glared at Chen Ming with a pair of scarlet eyes. Why are you talking so much? Just arrest him and send him to my sister's room tonight. Ding Xiangnohe's second brother bared his teeth and showed a ferocious smile. Chen Ming, do you like how I look now? Ding Xiangnai turned around in front of Chen Ming. A cheongsam with high slits, the mysterious area is looming, arousing people's infinite reverie. The straight and slender legs are as white as jade. Just a glance can evoke the most primitive impulse in people's hearts. The slender slings on her chest made people sweat for her, as they might burst at any time. Further up, there are flaming red lips, a straight bridge of nose, and delicate and fair skin that looks as if it can squeeze out water. Even compared to Hell Fubuki, Asakano and the other 2 girls, the monster-shaped Clove Nawa is not far behind. Only, listen to Ding Xiangnohe speak. Chen Ming acted out of nowhere. I always can't help but think of Ding Xiangno and her previous appearance. Since everything can be changed, why can't the sound be changed? If the voice had changed. Ahem. Chen Ming's face turned red. Quickly throw the distracting thoughts out of your mind. Before I answer you, can you answer me a question first? What is going on between you and your brother? Chen Ming took a deep breath and prepared to ask Ding Xiongnohe. See what's going on. Is it what he guessed? Is the change in Ding Xiongno and her two brothers related to the weird cells? Originally I promised them not to tell, but for your sake, I can tell you. Ding Xiongnohe smiled at Chen Ming. A few days ago, my brothers and I were imprisoned, and a guy in the same cell took out 3 weirdo cells and said that as long as we eat them, we can become very powerful, stronger than ever before. Quote. Then my brother and the others ate it, and the result. You saw it, the effect was really amazing. Ding Xiongno and his 2 brothers looked at the side. Smile. You shouldn't have eaten, right? It is indeed a weirdo cell. Now that the first doubt has been answered, the next is the second. Is it really what he thinks? Only by becoming a weirdo yourself can you look good. You really care about me, you even know this. Chen Ming, let's get married. I want to give you countless children. Our family lives happily together. Ding Xiongnohe couldn't wait and couldn't help but licked her red lips. She couldn't wait to start making babies with Chen Ming now. No, he can't marry you. Chen Ming hasn't spoken yet. The voice of Chen Xianghezi came from the bushes on the side. Wearing a sailor suit and white silk and black leather boots, Qian Xianghezi stood in front of Chen Ming. He glared at Clove Nawa angrily. Ha, who are you? Ding Xiongnohe looked at Chen Xianghezi, who suddenly appeared with a bad expression on his face and a fierce light in his eyes. She would never allow any other woman to be so close to Chen Ming. Brother, second brother, I want this woman to die. Die now. Hey, little sister, you heard it too. This is what my sister said. I can't help it. If I want to blame, I can only blame you for getting involved with this kid. Ding Xiongnohe's eldest brother and second brother both grinned. Then he took a big step, stretched out his big hand like a cattail leaf fan, and grabbed the Chen Xianghezi. Careful, Chen Ming didn't dare to be careless. He quickly stepped forward and Kankan rescued Chen Xianghezi from the 2 men. Chen Ming, why did you save her? Could it be that you like her? Well, if that's the case, then I'll help you couple. Kill the eldest brother, the second brother, both of them. A trace of anger flashed across Lilac Nao's face. He glared at Chen Ming fiercely. Suddenly changed his mind. Hey, boy, if you don't take advantage of this opportunity, now my sister no longer likes you. In this case, let's settle the previous score. Yes, because you have made us so powerful, we will keep your whole body, in our stomachs of course. Haha, we will eat you whole. Ding Xiongnohe's eldest and second brothers had a sinister smile on their faces. A trace of saliva flowed from the corner of the mouth full of fangs. Saitama, where did you die? Chen Ming's heart sank. Although 1-on-3 is stressful, it is not completely impossible. But now I have to take care of Chen Xianghezi, and I'm afraid I won't be able to escape. Teacher, I'm here. I heard the teacher call my name. Saitama didn't know which corner he ran out of. Came to Chen Ming's side. Teacher, what do you want me to do? Saitama stared closely at every move of the 2 weirdo trolls in front of him. Prevent these 2 guys from making a surprise attack. You take care of the crops for me and leave the rest to me. Chen Ming entrusts Chen Xianghezi to Qiu. In this way, he can devote himself wholeheartedly to the battle with Ding Xiongno and the 3 brothers and sisters. Okay, I will definitely protect my wife. Saitama assured solemnly. Listen to Saitama. Chen Ming had another black streak. It's just that I don't have the heart to correct it at the moment. All the attention was on Ding Xiongno and the 3 brothers and sisters in front of them. Through an investigative eye, Chen Ming has learned about it. Ding Xiongno's eldest brother Ding Xiongdaxiong, and Ding Xiongno's second brother Ding Xiong'erxiong, both brothers are at the wolf level. The only troublesome one is Clove Nawa. Her strength has reached the wolf level. 1-on-3 is a lot of pressure. If only this guy Xiaohe was awake. If you were awake, you wouldn't be able to see enough of the 3 guys in front of you. It looks like you need help. At this time, Hell Fubuki also came over. Came to Chen Ming's side. The 2 stood side by side. There is quite a sense of fighting side by side. Good. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. His eyes were fixed on the lilac bear and lilac bear in front of him. Roar, Hell Arashi. At the same time as Chen Ming set off. Hell Fubuki has also taken action. A hurricane appeared out of thin air, and all the sand and gravel flew up. I don't know if it was an illusion, but Chen Ming actually felt a little stronger than before. Boy, since you were looking for death, then we will help you. He, I can't help but want to taste your body. The brothers Asaka Big Bear and Asaka Erbeer didn't take Hell Fubuki seriously at all. All thoughts were focused on Chen Ming. Want to eat me? Let's see if you have the ability. Chen Ming's eyes narrowed. His expression became extremely serious. Although Lilac Big Bear and Lilac Second Bear have the same strength evaluation as myself, they are both in the wolf level. But it is obviously different from him who has just entered the wolf level. The strength of the two brothers is not even inferior to that of the average wolf level. There is no room for carelessness. If you are careless, your life may be involved. Got it. Chen Ming raised the corners of his mouth, already having an idea. To this extent, it should be possible. You brat, since you want to die so much, then we will make it happen for you. Lilac Bear's face turned cold. Then the two brothers divided into two sides, one behind the other to double team, not giving Chen Ming a chance to escape. Wait a moment. Chen Ming observed the distance between the two brothers and himself. Highly focused. Arrive, just when the two brothers grabbed it with their big palm-like hands. Chen Ming's eyes became sharp. The right hand stands at the elbow, and the left hand turns into a palm. Grab one of the two brothers' hands each. Then use strength, and strength. The whole set of actions is completed in one go. Just like a martial arts master who has achieved success in martial arts. Click, click. The two brothers Lilac Bear and Lilac Bear didn't wait for a reaction. The hand that punched was broken at the wrist. What did you do? Asshole, I'm going to eat you alive. The two brothers Lilac Bear and Lilac Bear looked fierce. He grabbed Chen Ming again. But with previous experience. The two brothers learned well this time. They were staggered and did not give Chen Ming a chance to use their strength. Is it so easy to crack it? It's a bit too simple. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. Next moment. Once again, he used the 4 or 2 movements of Qianjin and the borrowed force in the Tai Chi moves. The two brothers only felt their bodies tilt slightly and their eyes blurred. The next second, their intact hands collided again. In just a few breaths. All 4 hands of the two brothers were crippled, and it would be difficult to recover for a while. Chen Ming, you fool, what did you do to my dear brothers? On the other side, Clove Nawa was entangled by Hell Fubuki. Seeing 2 older brothers severely injured, the originally beautiful face gradually became ferocious. The head is getting bigger and bigger. Not good. Chen Ming's expression changed as he looked at Clove Nawa, who had changed again. Unexpectedly, Clove Nawa actually has another form. If she succeeds, her strength may even reach tiger level. Until then, it will be difficult to deal with it again. It must be resolved quickly. Chen Ming made up his mind. Increase speed to the extreme. Take advantage of speed. First, he punched Lilac Bear, who was unable to dodge. Lilac Bear realized the danger and tried to dodge when it was already too late. The huge head was directly knocked off by Chen Ming's punch. Bululu rolled a long distance on the ground. Solve a problem. Chen Ming's eyes fell on Ding Shongnai and his second brother Ding Shong Ershong. Sister, come and save me. This guy killed my eldest brother. Lilac and Shong looked at the body of their elder brother lying in a pool of blood. The playful look on his face quickly disappeared and turned into a look of horror. He spread his strong legs and ran towards where his sister Lilac Nawa was, preparing to meet up with her. Want to leave? No way. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. The speed surged again. When the 2 Ding Shong bears were less than 10 meters away from Ding Shong Nohi, they stopped the 2 Ding Shong bears. Then, another punch. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the wolf-level Lilac Bear monster and receiving a strength enhancer plus 15. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the wolf-level Lilac Bear monster and obtaining the physical enhancement agent plus 15. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the wolf-level Lilac Bear monster and obtaining the speed enhancer plus 10. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the wolf level lilac bear monster and receiving a strength enhancer plus 15. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the wolf level lilac bear monster and receiving a strength enhancer plus 15. Comma. As Lilac Bear 2 fell to the ground, the long-lost electronic sound of the system sounded in Chen Ming's ears. In total, the strength and constitution were increased by 30 each, and the speed was increased by 20. Asshole, Chen Ming, you fool, I'm going to kill you. No, I'm going to kill everyone around you to avenge my eldest brother and second brother. Looking at the eldest brother, the second brother was all killed by Chen Ming. Endless anger flashed across Lilac and Qingshou's faces. The whole face was twisted together. The body grows rapidly. In a blink of an eye, it was already as high as a floor. Two yellowed, sharp fangs protruded from its mouth. A pair of scarlet eyes stared intently at Chen Ming below. Look at Clove Noa, who has completely transformed into a wild boar. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. He couldn't help but turn his head and look at the bodies of Lilac Bear and Lilac Bear that he had just killed. As expected, they are three siblings. They look exactly the same. Chen Ming, you fool, I'm going to eat you. Clove Noa let out a roar. The ground caused a tremor with every step. Hell Fubuki wants to help trap Clove Noa, who has transformed into a monster for the second time. But her hurricanes, Lilac and the front had no effect at all. One side exerted full control and the other side signaled to Chen Ming. Chen Ming, be careful. I can no longer control her. At this moment, Chen Ming could no longer think of speaking. All his thoughts were on Lilac Noa in front of him. Investigative eyes. Weird Lilac Noa. Strength. Wolf reaches the peak. Ability. Roar of death, the earth collapses. Wolf reaches the top. Chen Ming looked at Clove Noa's strength. Slightly relieved. Fortunately, it hasn't reached tiger level yet. Otherwise, if it reaches tiger level, that's trouble, since it is wolf level. Are you still afraid of a hammer? Isn't he just a wolf? Who is not? Don't have a pet baby that's as powerful as a wolf. Chen Ming's eyes fell on Xiaohei, who was sleeping soundly in his palm. The corners of his mouth were raised slightly, showing an unkind smile. Attack, Xiaohei. Then, like throwing a softball, he threw it directly into Clove Noa's big mouth. Come on, Xiaohei, I'm optimistic about you. Chen Ming watched as Xiaohei accurately landed on Ding Xiongnohei's mouth. It was as if he had already seen the reward waving to him. Only 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. A full 3 seconds passed. Xiaoguo, who was thrown into a sakano in his mouth, still didn't move at all. Gudong. The smile on Chen Ming's face froze instantly. Could it be that his casting was too accurate and sent Xiaohei to his stomach in one step? Lilac Bear and Lilac Bear both have saliva that is like strong sulfuric acid. The power of Dililacano and Shui Shui, who are stronger than the two brothers, will only be stronger. With Xiaohei's small body, I'm afraid he won't be able to hold on for long. Not sure, there is only a puddle of water left now. Isn't this embarrassing? Chen Ming's mouth twitched. The ace Xiaohei he relied on was just gone. Is this the so-called wolf level strength? That's it. If Clove Nokazuya had the same strength as Xiaohei, wouldn't it be easy to solve it? Xiaohei, please be a human being. I'll give it a try next time. Suffer death, Chen Ming. Lilac Noa didn't notice anything strange about her body at all. Directly stretch out your hand like a hill. He grabbed Chen Ming. However, the hand that reached into the air suddenly stopped. The face full of ferocious expression suddenly showed an expression of pain. He covered his chest and stomach with both hands. Constant wailing. It didn't take long. Boom. The mountain-like body fell heavily to the ground. Ding Xiongni struggled with the pain for a few times, and then there was no movement. Ding. Congratulations to the host pet Xiaohei for successfully killing the wolf-level Lilac and the weirdo, and obtaining the strength enhancer plus 18. Ding. Congratulations to the host pet Xiaohei for successfully killing the wolf-level Lilac and the weirdo, and obtaining the physical enhancer plus 20. Ding. Congratulations to the host pet Xiaohei for successfully killing the wolf-level Lilac and the weirdo, and obtaining the speed enhancer plus 16. Ding. Congratulations to the host pet Xiaohei for successfully killing the wolf-level Lilac and the weirdo, and obtaining a pair of huge fangs. Ding. Congratulations to the host pet Xiaohei for successfully killing the wolf level lilac and the weirdo, and obtaining a copy of good quality weirdo cells. Question mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Chen Ming was preparing to escape. Looking at the sudden change, I was stunned for a moment. Looking at Ding Xiangnai, my stomach hurts. At first I thought it was a relative coming. It happens that strange people also have aunts. An electronic beep sounded. Only then did I know that Ding Xiangnai was not here to be my aunt, but because Xiaohei woke up. As expected, he is indeed a weirdo with peak wolf level strength. So many rewards in one go. And Chen Ming's eyes moved to the last reward. What is the situation with these weird cells of good quality? How could you still drop something like this? But it's useless to give him this thing. Once you eat it, you will become a weirdo. When I thought about it, I would look like two brothers, Lilac Big Bear and Lilac Bear. Chen Ming was extremely resistant. If that's the case, it's better to just die. Originally, Chen Ming thought of losing it. But then I thought about it. I gave up the idea again. If you stay here, you can't tell when it will be effective. Is she dead? Hell Fubuki gritted his teeth and held on with strength. At this moment, her body had become a new battlefield. One moment it was ice, the other moment it was fire. And it seemed like there were countless ants biting at the body. And this is because her superpowers have been severely overused. Is suffering the backlash of superpowers. Well, he's dead. Chen Ming nodded towards Hell Fubuki. Confirmed. It was learned that the troublesome Clove Nawa was dead. Hell Fubuki's tense nerves suddenly relaxed. Passed out directly. Chen Ming on the side has quick eyes and quick hands. He hurriedly rushed to Hell Fubuki and held her in his arms. It smells so good. At such a close distance. Hell Fubuki had a faint fragrance floating around him. It went directly into Chen Ming's nose. This scent. It tasted a little different from any other spice he knew. But it fascinated him just as much. Hey, Chen Ming, how long will you continue to hold her? Danger removed. Chen Xianghezi came out of his hiding place. Watching Chen Ming holding Hell Fubuki in his arms with an ambiguous gesture. Immediately overturned the jealousy jar. The boss pouted in dissatisfaction. Well, she suddenly fell into a coma just now. I can't just die without saving her, right? Since you're here, I'll leave her to you. Chen Ming was a little flustered and quickly handed the Hell Fubuki in his arms to Chen Xianghezi. As for why it was not delivered to Saitama, only the devil knows why. In short, Chen Ming sent Hell Fubuki into the arms of Chen Xianghezi. Even Qian Xianghezi looked very strenuous. HMPH, why is this guy so heavy? Chen Xianghezi supported Jigoku Fubuki and complained a few times. Quick, according to the reserve heroes, the monster is in the school playground, speed up. Don't worry, this guy is in my hands. No, people from the Hero Association are here. Hear the news from outside. Chen Ming secretly screamed something bad. He didn't want to be discovered by these people and get into unnecessary trouble. Then he quickly came to Ding Xiangno in the body. He picked up Xiaohei, who was full of resentment. Then the group left quickly. A hero dressed like a large pineapple rushed in at the lead. Getting ready for a big fight. Try to improve your ranking. However, as soon as he came in, he was dumbfounded. The weirdo didn't see it. To be precise, the living weirdo didn't see it. Only 3 weird corpses were seen. Could it be that another hero came first? It's strange. I thought we were the first to arrive, but I didn't expect that we were still a step too late. Asshole, who is it? Who snatched away the prey I was looking for? Several C-class heroes said regretfully. After all, they want to improve their hero rankings. It depends on the points you get from solving weirdos. The higher the points, the higher the ranking. The higher the ranking, the resources you get in the Hero Association will be better. Like their C-level heroes. Just deal with the wolf-level monsters. If you kill a monster with a strength below the wolf level, you will get 1 point. Monsters with medium strength in the wolf level will get 5 points for each one solved. Monsters with wolf level strength will get 10 points for each monster they solve. C-class heroes Pineapple Head, Shooter, Gungan, Yejiao, how are you doing over there? Have you found the weirdo? How is the weirdest strength? The person in charge of the Z-City Heroes Association stood in front of the screen. Check the nearby surveillance. Because of the angle, you can only see the front entrance of the Hero Reserve School, but not the rear playground of the Reserve Hero Association. Someone has arrived before us and has taken care of the weirdo. Judging from the strength, it should be the weirdo with the strength of one of the two wolves. Pineapple Head used the detector issued by the Hero Association to analyze the strength levels of the three weirdos. Oh, really? Thank you for your hard work. After cleaning up the weirdo's body, you can leave. The head of the Z City Heroes Association division hung up the phone. Frowning slightly. Who did it? Why doesn't he remember there are other heroes nearby? Phew, it's so dangerous. Chen Ming and others returned to the dormitory in one breath. Only then did the hanging heart drop. Chen Ming, why are you running so fast? Hasn't the weirdo been dealt with? Asaka Heka threw the unconscious Hell Fubuki back to the bed in her room. I wish I could lie down on the sofa from exhaustion. But when I thought that Chen Ming was still there, he straightened up quickly, maintaining a dignified and elegant image. I met some guys who are more troublesome than weirdos. Chen Ming scratched his head. In his opinion, he'd rather fight the weirdos. I also don't want to deal with people from the Hero Association. There is intrigue everywhere. It's not as good as it appears on the surface. Otherwise, when Saitama took part in the hero exam, the so-called newcomer education would not have happened. As for whether this is a common phenomenon or an individual phenomenon, he doesn't care. Anyway, it can be summed up in one sentence. He is not interested in the Heroes Association. A guy who's more troublesome than a weirdo. Chen Xionghezi's brows were furrowed, and she was going crazy thinking about it. Because she really couldn't think of anything more troublesome than a weirdo. Teacher, next time I have a chance to fight, can you let me try it first? I really want to see what my strength is. Every time, I stood aside and watched the master fight. Saitama felt extremely itchy, but it's a pity that I can't find the opportunity every time. The only fight, it was the same battle last time when he was saving the little girl in the mountains and forests. Correct, I don't know how the little girl is doing now. And the little girl's brother. It seems to be quite strong. It should be a good discussion partner. No, Chen Ming responded casually. It's not that he doesn't want to see Saitama being perfunctory, but because Chen Ming looked at the palm of his hand, uncharacteristically not resting, staring straight at Xiaohei, and felt a tingle in his heart. Last time this guy was angry, he drank several mouthfuls of his blood. This time I was even more angry than last time. Wouldn't that be? Just when Chen Ming was guessing how many puffs Xiaohei would take this time, Xiaohei turned his head away and left Chen Ming's hand, leaving behind the arrogant figure. Then he returned to Chen Ming's dormitory. Well, what's happening here, with Xiaohei's personality? Shouldn't we take the opportunity to suck a few more mouthfuls of blood? Why did you leave without saying a word this time? Chen Ming looked at Xiaohei's leaving figure. A question mark. Although I can't figure it out. But since you can avoid being bitten. Chen Ming was still very happy to see it. Chen Xiongheji finally couldn't bear it anymore, said something, and went back to the room to rest. As for Saitama, he yawned, said hello to his teacher Chen Ming, and went back to rest. Chen Ming was the only one left in the living room. Now, he could finally calm down and check out today's harvest. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 165. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 153. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 163. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills, junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, crab gloves, white. Overall strength evaluation, among the wolves. Call, not bad. Chen Ming looked at the attributes that had skyrocketed. Still very satisfied. If this is the rhythm every day from now on, I believe he will soon be promoted to tiger level, then ghost level, dragon level, and even god level. The thought of becoming a godlike existence one day. Chen Ming couldn't help but feel a little excited. But he quickly put his thoughts aside. After all, I don't know how long it will take to reach that level. It's better to take care of the present first. I remembered that there was still an intact wolf skin lying quietly in my backpack, and 2 huge fangs. Chen Ming directly opened the Equipment Synthesis Simulation Editor. Ding. Simulation synthesis failed, materials damaged, no reward. 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 Comma. I simulated and synthesized it a dozen times in a row, but all ended in failure. This is the first time this has happened. Chen Ming almost started to doubt his life. But he is stubborn. I don't intend to give up just like that. Still insisting on synthesis. Finally, I don't know how long it has been. Finally, it prompted that the synthesis was successful. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successful synthesis and obtaining a piece of leather armor. Name. Leather armor. Quality. White. Constitution. +8. Special abilities. None. Leather armor. Chen Ming looked at the leather jacket in his hand. Almost a mouthful of old blood spurted out. He had been thinking about it before. This wolf skin can eventually be synthesized into something. All possibilities thought of. Only I didn't expect it. The system can actually synthesize leather armor. But this style is quite fashionable. Chen Ming confirmed the synthesis and then took out the leather armor. Wear it on your body. Look at yourself in the mirror. As expected, he is handsome, and even his clothes make him look better. System. Next comes the main event. That's it for now. Chen Ming revealed the highest quality weird material. Although he did not successfully break through to tiger level. But it's also infinitely close. Anyway, it can be simulated infinitely. Might as well take a gamble. What if it happens? Chen Ming took this idea with him. Then I put the giant fangs into the simulation synthesis editor with great anticipation. Ding. Simulation synthesis failed, materials damaged, no reward. 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 Although Chen Ming had already been mentally prepared. But your sister, why have you failed hundreds of times in a row? At least you succeeded once, even if it was just a white weapon. Ding. Congratulations to the host for successful synthesis and obtaining the Predator's gloves. Name. Predator's gloves. Quality. Green. Strength. +1/2. Special skill. Block. Block. There is a certain chance that you can block enemies whose strength is not higher than your own level. For example, at wolf level, you can resist attacks at wolf level. Finally, green equipment is finally released. Chen Ming was so excited that he almost shed tears. Moreover, the special skills of this glove are also very practical. If only I had these gloves before. That still requires Xiao He to take action. He himself also has a chance to deal with Clove Noa. With Predator's gloves, crab gloves can finally be laid off with honor. Chen Ming happily made the decision to sell the crab gloves to the weapons store. No way. Who made him poor? Brother, look, it seems that that person is the one who saved us before. Chen Ming was taking his crab gloves to a nearby weapons store to change some money. Across the road, a metal bat was pushing a wheelchair, and his sister Yoshiko was sitting in the wheelchair. Pointing at Chen Ming across the road, he signaled to his brother. The metal bat raised his head and looked in the direction his sister was pointing. He also recognized that it was Chen Ming who had saved the two brothers and sisters before. He immediately pushed his sister over. Hello, please wait. The metal bat pushed his sister to catch up quickly. Is it you? Chen Ming stopped and turned around, just in time to see the metal bat and his sister coming towards him. Benefactor, we meet again. The metal bat suddenly shouted, and then bowed 90 degrees to Chen Ming respectfully. Not only Chen Ming, but also the passers-by around him were startled by the sound of thunder. Everyone cast strange looks. Feel the strange looks from passers-by. Chen Ming quickly turned his head and pretended not to recognize the metal bat guy. Brother, what are you really doing? Zanzi held his forehead helplessly. He grabbed his brother's clothes. I'm greeting my benefactor, what's wrong with that? The metal bat scratched his head and asked his sister beside him. No one likes you to say hello. Just stand aside. Zenko waved his hand and pushed his simple-minded brother aside with a look of disgust. Brother, I'm sorry. My brother was too reckless just now. He didn't cause you any trouble, did he? Zanzi raised the corners of his mouth slightly, with a sweet smile on his face, and asked childishly. No, Chen Ming smiled back. Shanzi was covered in injuries before, and the weirdo was about to escape. So he didn't pay much attention. Today I have the opportunity to take a good look at my sister who has a metal bat. Have to say, it's not unreasonable that a metal bat would become a girl controller. Shanzi is really so cute. She looks just like a porcelain doll. If only Zanzi were his sister. He will definitely become a girl controller. And she's also a super girly girl. Thank you for saving my brother and I last time. If it weren't for you, we, brother and sister, would probably. A trace of panic flashed across Zanzi's face. I still dream about what happened that day these 2 nights. I always think back to the time when I was captured by a weirdo. She will be frightened awake. It's nothing. I believe other people will help if they encounter it. Chen Ming shrugged. For him, it was just to pick up attributes. As for saving people, it's just convenient. Others, they will just stay away. They are afraid that they will be implicated, so they will not save others. Shanzi curled his lips. I was taken to the mountains and forests by a weirdo. She didn't know how many people she asked for help. But no one was willing to help. Just stood and watched from a distance. Maybe you haven't met a hero. If you were a hero, I believe they would definitely save you when they saw it. Chen Ming explained. Although among heroes, some just want to fish in troubled waters. But there are also some people who really take it upon themselves to save others, and with this purpose in mind, they become heroes. Heroes, are they people who, like you, can fight against weirdos? Zanzi tilted his head. During this time, she heard the nurse talk about it. But I haven't seen it. Chen Ming nodded. The Hero Association can indeed be understood this way. By the way, if you 2 brothers and sisters don't stay well in the hospital, what are you doing out here? Chen Ming frowned as he looked at Shanzi with his hands and feet wrapped in bandages. In this case, you shouldn't be allowed to leave the ward, right? It's medical expenses. Just as Metal Bat was about to speak, he was interrupted by a look from his sister Yoshiko. Zenko immediately returned to his previous cute appearance and explained. Staying in the hospital was too boring, so I wanted to go out and walk around. Chen Ming's mouth twitched, although the Metal Bat didn't finish his words. But you can guess. There must be something wrong with the medical bills. The brother and sister were probably kicked out of the hospital. It seems that I can't keep the money today. Chen Ming shook his head and smiled bitterly. I'm wondering if I can take a look at it if I have a chance. How come every time he wants to make a small fortune, something happens? Could it be that there was a conflict with money? By the way, big brother, we still don't know what your name is. By the way, my name is Zanzi. Shanzi stuck out his tongue playfully at Chen Ming, then remembered that he hadn't introduced himself yet, so he quickly introduced himself. My name is Chen Ming. Chen Ming also said his name. Chen Ming, can I call you Brother Ming from now on? There was a hint of expectation in Shanzi's big watery eyes, waiting for Chen Ming's reply. Can. Anyway, it was just a title, so Chen Ming didn't think much about it. He readily agreed. Brother Ming, where do you live? Is it near here? Zanzi asked curiously. Not far, Reserve Hero School right in front. Chen Ming pointed to the location of the Reserve Hero School. Brother Ming, does the Reserve Hero School really provide food and accommodation as others say? Shanzi asked tentatively, trying his best not to expose himself and let Chen Ming discover something. Well, it provides food and accommodation. It's a good place to stay. After you recover from your injuries, you can come and give it a try. How could Chen Ming not guess Shanzi's little thoughts? He said immediately, Brother Ming, what are you talking about? I'm just asking casually. Chen Ming discovered his little thoughts, and there was a hint of panic in Shanzi's eyes. He quickly turned his head away. Chen Ming stepped forward and pulled the metal bat to the side. Take this first. If you don't have enough, come to me. I'll be in room A102 of the Reserve Hero School. Chen Ming handed all the 40,000 yuan from selling crab gloves to the metal bat. Benefactor Chen Ming, what are you doing? We are just here to say hello to you. Why are you giving us money? The metal bat looked at the money being pushed into his hand. He quickly returned it to Chen Ming. Okay, I lent you this money. You can pay it back to me when you make money later. Besides, your sister still needs further treatment. What if something goes wrong and causes deformity of the hands and feet or something else? This is a lifetime thing. A word from Chen Ming. It just stunned the metal bat. What metal bat cares about most is his sister Yoshiko. If it is really like what my benefactor Chen Ming said. If my sister didn't get good treatment, problems with hands and feet, then he will never be able to forgive himself for the rest of his life. Thanks. The metal bat took a deep breath, collected the money. My heart is filled with gratitude to Chen Ming. Okay, I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Chen Ming waved goodbye to the metal bat and the Zenko brothers and sisters, leaving behind a handsome figure. Brother, did you just accept Brother Ming's money? Zanzi raised his head and looked at his brother. You, how do you know? The metal bat looked at his sister in surprise. When Chen Ming gave him the money just now, it was with his back to his sister. How did my sister know? Zanzi looked at his brother who had developed limbs and a simple mind, and was hopeless. Unable to complain. He only suffered injuries to his hands, feet and body. But there's nothing wrong with the ears, okay. Chapter 41. Sister, please listen to my explanation. I took Brother Chen Ming's money because you still need further treatment. Otherwise, if you become disabled, you will no longer be able to play your favorite piano in the future. The metal bat was so frightened that he quickly explained to his sister. I was afraid that my sister would refuse to accept Brother Chen Ming's kindness. Okay, I know. Uncharacteristically, Shanzi did not refuse. Instead, he chose to accept it. Then he took a deep breath and looked at his brother beside him, with an unprecedented seriousness in his eyes. Brother, I want to pay back the money that Brother Ming lent us. Is that okay? Yes, yes. The metal bat was stunned for a moment. He immediately nodded in agreement. As long as my sister can accept it. In this way, my sister can continue to return to the hospital to receive regular treatment. Don't worry about leaving any side effects. As for why my sister had to pay back the money herself, he doesn't care. On the other side, Chen Ming put his hands in his pockets. Smelled the tempting aroma of various delicacies floating in the air. I couldn't help but swallow. Pity, now that I am penniless, I can only live with my eyesight. Just as he was about to go back to his dormitory, there was a sudden commotion ahead. A weirdo. Chen Ming's face lit up with joy. You must know that being a weirdo here not only means that you can have free whoring attributes. It also means blind box gourmet food. It also means being able to exchange money. It's simply a mobile treasure trove. Just when Chen Ming rushed over excitedly, ready to withdraw cash. Immediately stunned, because it wasn't some weirdo who caused the riot. But, oh, let me go. Geno's changed into a black mecha. Chen Ming almost didn't recognize it. Compared with the shabby clothes before, the evolved version of Geno's is in front of you. Simply speaking, from an aesthetic point of view, improved by far more than a level. Look, it's a devil transforming into a man. He's so handsome. Wow, I love it so much. I feel like I'm in love. So handsome, I can't help it anymore, I'm going to faint. Countless girls were fascinated by the handsome Genos. Among them was a girl with twin ponytails, who was screaming that she wanted to give birth to a child for Genos. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. A strange look appeared on his face. If you want to have a baby, it's really difficult. It depends on when Dr. Kusno replaces Genos with new parts. Then he laughed very unkindly. It's you. Genos and the crowd completely ignored the screaming girls around him. Instead, through familiar audio, Chen Ming was discovered in the crowd at once. Ah, it's me. Seeing that he was discovered, Chen Ming nodded. He walked out generously. Thank you so much for what happened last time. If it weren't for you, my parts wouldn't have been upgraded to this level. I feel like I'm full of strength now. Genos clenched his fists, eager to test what level of physical performance he could achieve after these few days of hardware upgrades. I still have something to do, take my leave. Chen Ming turned around and left neatly. Joke. He just came to have a meal. Why did it become a matter of discussion? Wait a minute, it doesn't take long, 5 minutes. It only takes 5 minutes. Finally met Chen Ming. Genos naturally didn't want to miss this opportunity. He quickly persuaded. No, not even for a minute. Chen Ming's head shook like a wavy drum. If only Genos were a weirdo. That's easy to say. It can also be used for free. But this guy is a reformer. He will become a hero in the future. According to his knowledge of the system. In addition to fighting monsters, there are no rewards for fighting other people. Such a thankless job. Only fools do it. Unless. Chen Ming chuckled. If the system sends out tasks the same as last time. Ding. Genos challenges you. What is your choice? 1. Accept Strength Enhancer plus 15. 2. Rejection Physique Enhancer plus 10. What is your choice? Ah, Chen Ming's face lit up with joy. I'm so sleepy that I hit the pillow. Unexpectedly, the system was so considerate and sent out rewards. 1. 15 is bigger than 10. This is why Chen Ming chose to accept it. Simple and crude. However, Chen Ming looked at Genos. Suddenly I remembered that Genos and Saitama had participated in the Big Eater competition before. 100,000 won bonus. Rolling his eyes. Got an idea. There is no way. Who makes him short of money now? I can spar with you, but you have to agree to one condition. Chen Ming looked at Genos in front of him. Okay, what conditions? Genos nodded. It's very simple. After the competition, you follow me to participate in the Big Eater competition. If you win, all the final prize money must be mine. Chen Ming was like a treacherous fox at the moment. A sparring session. Maximize your own interests. No problem. Genos originally thought it was something. I never thought I was just going to participate in some big eating competition. Without thinking twice, I agreed directly. We can't let go here, let's go somewhere else. Chen Ming pointed to the open space in the distance. The location where the two of them are now is a busy city. There were people coming and going everywhere. And there are various buildings. It's easy for him to say. The key is Genos. It's either a bomb or a ray. One accidentally broke it. He has no money to help compensate. I think so. Genos nodded. The two then walked towards the open space in the distance. Many people watching the fun also followed behind. I want to see what the battle between the devil cyborg and this unknown guy will be like. It's just that everyone followed. The two of them had no intention of stopping yet. Gradually, my physical strength can no longer keep up. Even the twin tails who had been holding back their energy to witness the battle of the devil cyborg were left far away. After seeing no one behind him, only then did Chen Ming and Genos stop. I know that you are very powerful and far superior to me, but I still hope that you can use all your strength to let me understand where the gap between you and me is. So, please don't hold back. Likewise, I won't hold back either. I will try my best to defeat you. Genos directly drives the power to maximum effectiveness. His eyes were firmly locked on Chen Ming in front of him. Isn't it? It's just a competition, there's no need to be like this. Chen Ming hasn't finished speaking yet. Genos has launched an attack. More than a dozen micro bombs flew directly towards Chen Ming, who was not far away. What the hell? Watch the bombs flying over. Chen Ming suddenly regretted his brows. In fact, there is not much difference between 10 and 15. But now the arrow is on the string and has to be fired. Chen Ming could only continue to fight. Point your toes to the ground and change positions flexibly. At the same time, he reached out and grabbed it. Grab the dozens of leaves falling in front of you in your hands. His eyes gradually became sharp. Seize the moment. Shake your hand. Flying flowers and picking leaves. A dozen inconspicuous leaves instantly turned into deadly hidden weapons. Accurately hitting a dozen micro bombs in the air. The thin leaves turned into the sharpest weapons in the world. Cut the microbomb down the middle. Dropped to the ground. Genos watched as the mini-bomb was easily defused by Chen Ming. While shocked, there was a stronger fighting spirit in his eyes. The thrusters under your feet have direct maximum power. The whole person is like a rocket being launched. Rushed towards Chen Ming's position. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. The speed is also increased to the extreme. Continue changing positions. Don't let Genos lock down easily. Caught. Genos' eyes finally successfully locked onto Chen Ming. Fold your hands together. The ray in the hand is turned on. A dazzling ray shot directly at Chen Ming. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. Roll on the spot quickly. So close. I almost got my hair burned just now. Chen Ming dodged Genos' attack again. While Genos hadn't finished charging his energy, he couldn't fire a second round of rays. Sudden force. Rushing towards Genos. I felt the fighting spirit coming from Chen Ming. Genos didn't dare to be careless. Keep your spirits up 120%. Chen Ming was not polite, raised his fist, and blasted towards Genos. Genos can only defend passively. Fight head on. This punch hit Genos's arms firmly. Click. The moment of contact. The armor on his arm had just been replaced, and the upgraded armor was overwhelmed. Shattered into pieces. But even though he looked very embarrassed. But it also diffused Chen Ming's blow. It's also within his plan. Only to attract Chen Ming closer. Only then was he confident that he would hit Chen Ming. The thruster of the right arm was instantly turned on to maximum power. There was even a sonic boom. He punched Chen Ming hard. A punch for Genos. Chen Ming also raised his fist. One black and one green, the fists slammed together. Wow, when superiority and inferiority are established, victory and defeat are determined. Genos's right arm was completely shattered. Parts scattered all over the place. On the other side, Chen Ming seemed to be fine. Stand still. I lost. Genos looked at Chen Ming with a somewhat complicated and sad expression. Originally, he thought that his strength would be greatly increased after this update. I don't know how many times stronger than before. But now it seems, nothing more than that. He was no match for Chen Ming. Actually, you've done a pretty good job. Chen Ming touched the tip of his nose. Genos would lose, it was completely reasonable. If you want to blame, you can only blame his bad luck. If only a little earlier. Before the Predator gloves were ready. Even Chen Ming can't win. That's right, the two of them had punched each other just now. The perk trigger that comes with the Predator's gloves. Directly neutralizing Genos' punch. Really, maybe, but now it seems that it is obviously not enough. Genos only thought it was Chen Ming comforting him. The smile was a bit bitter. Let's go. As promised, I will go with you to participate in the Big Eater competition. Soon, Genos regained his energy. As long as he continues to persevere, he will definitely get stronger and stronger. Sooner or later one day, he can find the murderer who destroyed the town a year ago. Revenge for the residents of the town who died tragically and their parents. Good. Chen Ming grinned. Don't tell me yet. After exercising, I was really hungry. What was the result? Who won? Just when the two were about to leave. The girl with twin ponytails finally arrived panting. Looks like the battle is over. He asked Chen Ming and Genos eagerly. Although she firmly believes that the devil transforming people will definitely win. But without seeing it with my own eyes, I still had no idea. I lost. Genos looked at the girl with twin tails and said calmly. It seemed like it was just a trivial thing. What? How is this possible? The face of the girl with twin ponytails was full of disbelief. She didn't believe it. Genos, who is so strong and handsome, would lose. Although, the guy opposite is also very handsome. But she still prefers devils to transform people. Genos wasn't explaining. In his opinion, losing is losing. All explanations are just quibbles. The girl with twin ponytails stood there in a daze. He just watched the perfect male god and devil reformer in his heart slowly leave with complicated eyes. Kana, how's it going? The devil's cyborg must have won, right? I don't know how much time has passed. Several girls carrying school bags caught up. He hurriedly asked the girl with twin ponytails who was still standing there. The devil's transformer said he lost. Channa had tears in her eyes, biting her lips tightly to prevent herself from crying. Impossible. How can a person transformed by a devil lose? Definitely not. The devil transformer has a record of killing hundreds of weirdos. How could he lose? You must let that guy. That's right, the devil's transformer is so strong that he can kill the weirdo with just a few fingers. No matter how the guy looked at it just now, it's impossible for him to be stronger than the weirdo. In my opinion, the devil's transformer is basically I'm letting it slip. I'm losing the competition on purpose. That's right, the guy who just got off walked away so fast, he must have deliberately not wanted us to see his embarrassment after losing. What a despicable guy. HMPH. I remember him. When I see him in the future, I must seek justice for the devil's transformed man. Several girls were chattering and relying on their rich imaginations. I have already made up the images and results of the previous battles in my mind. Chanel remained silent, standing aside silently. Really, is this what you told your friends? But if so, what about the metal fragments on the ground that obviously belong to the devil's transformed man? It really doesn't matter if you say that. Chen Ming took Genos back to the city and went straight to the Big Eater to challenge the noodle restaurant. What? Genos was loading files, replaying the scene of his battle with Chen Ming over and over again. Look for your own shortcomings. Try not to make the same mistake next time. Talking about your loss, that girl seems to be a fan of yours. Would it be very sad if your fans knew about it? Chen Ming pointed out the window, and another group of Genos' girl fans gathered around. Becoming a little uncomfortable. It feels like being in a zoo. It's just that you are the one being watched from the inside. I'm just telling the facts. The facts are indeed difficult to accept at certain times, but whether people can accept it or not, the facts cannot be changed and they are real. Genos said seriously. Chen Ming frowned when he heard this. Is this guy because his body has been modified, or is this his original temperament? No matter how you look at it, he doesn't look like he is only 16 years old. More like a 60-year-old man. Boy, your noodles are here. The challenge lasts 10 minutes. If you can finish this bowl of noodles, you will get a bonus of 100,000 yuan. If you can't finish it, you have to pay the price. The shop owner brought out 2 bowls of noodles that were larger than the basins and delivered them to Chen Ming and Genos. The shop owner looked at Chen Ming, and Genos' eyes were full of smiles. Another 2 guys who overestimate their abilities. Hey, his store business can always be so good. It's because there are these guys who overestimate their abilities and always want to challenge for a prize of 100,000 yuan. The result is just to give him. Is this okay? However, it was less than 3 minutes. Genos ate the noodles as big as the basin in front of him. The shop owner's mouth formed an O shape. What is going on with this guy? Did you actually complete the challenge? Although it hurts. But there is no way. I can only give the bonus obediently. At the same time, he secretly remembered the appearance of Chen Ming and Genos. Make up your mind that you will never offer these 2 the qualifications for the Big Eater challenge next time. 100,000, easy to get. Chen Ming looked at the 100,000 challenge bonus he just received. He couldn't help but grin. It feels good to have money. You find an old man falling to the ground in front of you. What is your choice? 1. Help him up and take him to the hospital enthusiastically, strength enhancer plus 20. 2. Ignore it, someone else will definitely take care of it, constitution minus 50. Your choice. What am I doing? Chen Ming's heart was racing with 10,000 thoughts. Who can tell him that this is a weird situation? It's minus 50. I saw 50 just now, and I almost picked the second one because my eyesight was so short and my hands were so quick. If I hadn't suddenly discovered that the second option reward was much shorter than usual. He really may not notice it. After all, this is the first time this has happened. This is not. Chen Ming was about to question the dog system about what was going on. Finally, he raised his head and glanced at the old man who fell to the ground. Immediately stunned. This hedgehog with silver hair. Plus that mustache. Chen Ming can be sure. The man in front of me is none other than martial arts master Bang Ji-yu. As the 3rd-ranked S-class hero 3 years later, Bangu the Silver Fang. How could he fall down so easily and not be able to get up? There must be something fishy here. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. He looked around. However, everything was normal and there was nothing wrong at all. How is this going? Chen Ming was confused for a moment. When something goes wrong, there must be a monster. Although he wanted to turn around and leave. But the penalty of plus 50 constitution made Chen Ming very painful. I don't know when it will take to make up for it again. After much thought, Chen Ming finally decided to go up and have a look. Uncle, how are you? Are you okay? Chen Ming stepped forward and helped Bangu up from the ground. There's nothing wrong with me, old man. I just suddenly felt sleepy and fell asleep. Bangu yawned, explained to Chen Ming. Fell asleep. Did you fall asleep on the side of the road? Chen Ming was so angry that he almost cursed. You know, he almost chose the second option just now. Brother, have we met somewhere before? Bang Ji-yu looked at Chen Ming with a look of doubt. Yeah, Chen Ming frowned, thinking about it over and over again, but he didn't have the slightest impression. Ah, sorry, I misremembered. It was another guy the first saw before. Bang Ji-yu scratched his head in embarrassment. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Sure enough, teasing has no age distinction. This Bangu of your sister is such a big tease. But little brother, I think you have special bones and are a good young man in martial arts. Do you want to practice martial arts with me? I guarantee that in 3 years, you will be able to gain a foothold in the world of strong men. Don't refuse in a hurry. 3 years is a long time, but there is no shortcut to learning martial arts. You have to be down to earth and take it one step at a time. Because of your outstanding talent, I can guarantee that you will become a strong person in 3 years. If it were anyone else, let alone 3 years, I am afraid that you may not be able to become a strong person in 10 years. Bangu wants to accept you as his disciple. What is your choice? 1. Accept and follow Bangu to learn the flowing rock shattering fist technique, strength enhancer plus 25. 2. Rejection, physique enhancer plus 20. What is your choice? You know what I mean. See the system releasing rewards again. The resentment in Chen Ming's heart just now dissipated a little. Although Bangu's Liushaoyan shattering fist is very good. But, he already has martial arts attainments that are the culmination of thousands of others. It can be said, just in terms of technique, he is as good as anyone. Even Bangu in front of me. It can be thrown out 180 streets. So, all he lacks now is strength. Bangu had nothing to teach him. 2. Sorry, I'm afraid I can't learn martial arts with you. Brother, you have to know that your talent is rare in a century. It is a pity to waste it in vain. As long as you agree to become my teacher. 2.5 years. No, 2 years at most. In 2 years, I will definitely be able to treat you cultivate yourself into a top strong person. Seeing Chen Ming's refusal, Bangu quickly added. I still refuse. Chen Ming refused again without thinking. Really, that's such a shame. Bang Ji-yu shook his head sadly. Brother, if you change your mind at any time, my mountain door will be open to you at any time, and the Liushaoyan Shattering Fist sect will welcome you to join at any time. Coming to the end, Bangu still refused to give up and wanted to fight again. But it didn't arouse Chen Ming's interest in the end. Bangu had no choice but to leave. But he wasn't going to give up just like that. Prepared to keep fighting. After all, he really couldn't stand by and watch a martial arts prodigy who was rare in 100 years waste his talent in vain. Do you know how many people want to become Bangu's teacher, but they have no chance? You just rejected him twice. Can you tell me why you don't agree? Genos looked at Bang Ji-yu, who left in disappointment. He frowned and looked at Chen Ming. Logically speaking, follow a famous teacher, can get better guidance, avoid many detours, able to improve one's own strength as quickly as possible. It is the dream of many people to become a disciple of Bang Ji-yu. But Chen Ming in front of him was unmoved. If it were him. Genos thought for a moment. If he were still in a human body, he would definitely agree without even thinking. As for now, all he has to do is defeat more robots, obtain more advanced technology, and then let Dr. Kusno help him update it. If I have to give a reason, it's that I don't think he can teach me anything. What I lack most now is strength, not combat skills. Chen Ming shrugged. Genos recalled the scene of his previous battle with Chen Ming. Eyes tightened. If someone else said this, that must be a big lie. But Chen Ming said this. Genos agreed very much. Because Chen Ming's fighting skills are already very skilled. The coordination between moves is smooth and smooth. No worse than any martial arts master he had ever encountered before. Just like Chen Ming said himself, all that is lacking now is strength. So there is no need to waste time to become a disciple. When we meet again next time, I will definitely become stronger than now. I will definitely defeat you. Unknowingly, the two of them had returned to the Reserve Hero School. Before separation, Genos said to Chen Ming. Well, then come on. Chen Ming smiled slightly and cheered for Genos. Teacher, you are finally back. At this time, Saitama hurried over. What's wrong? Looking at Saitama's nervous look, Chen Ming's heart skipped a beat. Is this such a great disciple of mine causing any trouble again, waiting for me to wipe my ass? Yes, Yes, teacher, you should go back and have a look yourself. I don't know what to say. Saitama scratched his head anxiously, thinking for a long time and not knowing how to explain to his teacher. Let's go back and take a look. Chen Ming's heart sank. Follow Saitama towards the dormitory. Chen Ming, you are finally back. Looking at Chen Ming from a distance, Chen Xianghezi immediately stepped forward. What's going on? What happened? What do you all want to say? When Chen Ming saw Chen Xianghezi, he also seemed hesitant to speak. Totally confused. Where are you playing? Come over and see for yourself. On the side, Hell Fubuki pointed to the corner of the living room. Chen Ming looked along where Hell Blowing Snow pointed. This is. Xiaohei lazily lay on the coffee table and fell asleep. At first glance nothing has changed. But there were several bulges in the abdomen. It looked as if something had indigestion. It's just that the positions of the 4 drum kits are very symmetrical. It seemed like something was about to pop out. Chen Ming, Xiaohei, will Xiaohei be okay? Chen Xianghezi looked worried. Worried about what will happen to Xiaohei. Chen Ming was also very worried. He quickly cast his investigative eyes to check Xiaohei's condition. Pet. Xiaohei, young body. Variety, quality. Ability, strength, peak of wolf level. Ah, just this little guy, after eating and sleeping, his strength has improved again. Ding, the strength of the pet Blackie has increased, reaching the tiger level, and the host will receive a strength enhancer plus 20. Ding, the strength of the pet Blackie has increased, reaching the tiger level, and the host will receive a physical enhancer plus 20. Ding, the strength of the pet Blackie has increased, reaching the tiger level, the host will gain plus 20 power speed enhancer. Chen Ming was sighing with emotion. Suddenly there was another burst of system electronic prompts. What am I doing? Are you mentally depressed? He worked exhaustingly, looking for strangers to fight everywhere, and until now he was only a man of strength among wolves. As a result, Xiaohei just kept sleeping, sleeping. Then the strength will continue to improve, and improve again. Can you report the cheating here? Are you letting others play with this? Chen Ming admitted. He is jealous. That's what it felt like. You clearly activated cheating, and you thought you were going to start your invincible career as the cheating king. The result was a sudden discovery. There is also a king of cheating. How does this work? Can't play. This is how Chen Ming feels now. The only consolation is that this king of dicks is his. At this time, Xiaohei, who had been sleeping, leisurely opened his eyes. Then, looking at Chen Ming in front of him, there was an excited look on his face. Before Chen Ming could react, I feel pain in my fingers. Then there was a swallowing sound. He could even feel the blood in his blood vessels rushing into Xiaohei's body under the action of suction. I don't know if improving my strength consumes too much energy. Or maybe your appetite will increase as your strength increases. Anyway, Chen Ming felt that he was a little weak. My legs started to feel weak. Just when Chen Ming could hardly hold on any longer. Xiaohei finally let go with satisfaction. Then he burped. In a flash, he seemed to disappear out of thin air, and then appeared out of thin air on Chen Ming's shoulder. Xiaohei smashed his mouth. Then he fell asleep comfortably on Chen Ming's shoulder. Help, I want kidney tablets, 2 tablets, no, 1 bottle, a whole bottle. Chen Ming was roaring in his heart. I really can't stand it. Before, I just felt like my body was going to be hollowed out. This time I really felt like I had been hollowed out. Kidney tablets probably don't have to be taken by the pound to barely survive. System, is there no other way besides sucking blood? Chen Ming asked the system for help. If it happens again, I'm afraid it won't be possible to bury it directly. Can obtain enough energy by absorbing monster crystal nuclei. Crystal nucleus. Chen Ming was confused. What is this crystal core? Crystal core is the energy body used by monsters to store energy. There are almost no wolf-level monsters. Tiger-level monsters occasionally appear. Monsters with ghost level and above will definitely appear. Ghost level weirdo. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. To challenge a monster with ghost level strength at this time would simply be to die. No chance. In the words of a tiger level weirdo. Chen Ming subconsciously turned his head and glanced at Xiaohei, who was sleeping soundly on his shoulder. If this guy is here, there is a chance. Hey. That's a tiger-level monster. Just think about it. They all find it exciting. A monster with peak wolf-level strength can add nearly 20 attribute points at a time. If this was a tiger-level weirdo, wouldn't it be? Think of this. A smile reappeared on Chen Ming's face. Q, nothing will happen to Chen Ming, right? Chen Xianghezi looked at Chen Ming with a grimace for a while, as if he was about to curse, and then grinned and giggled. Very much like those guys with mental problems. I was very worried. The teacher probably just thought of something unhappy and something happy, so that's why it happened. Saitama on the side scratched his head. I don't know what the teacher's situation is now. The strength of this little guy just seemed. On the side, Hell Fubuki frowned. Because he is a superpower. Therefore, her perception ability is far beyond that of ordinary people. Just now, she suddenly felt that the inconspicuous little guy on Chen Ming's shoulder seemed to have changed from before. She couldn't say what the specific changes were, but she was sure that it was definitely different from what had happened before. Kitama, Hezi, Fubuki, I'll go out first. Chen Ming's thoughts were all on Xiaohei at the moment. He didn't notice the weird expressions of the three people at all. He planned to take Xiaohei out for a spin now. If everything goes well, you might even encounter a tiger-level monster. Should we follow? Chen Xianghezi was very worried. I am worried that Chen Ming's life may be in danger in his current state. There was hesitation on Saitama's face. Teachers don't like to be disturbed. If they follow rashly, I'm afraid it will make the teacher unhappy. But don't follow. He was worried that something would happen to the teacher. When I was hesitating whether to follow or not, Hell Fubuki on the side had already walked out first. Chen Xianghezi also followed immediately. She didn't want Hell Fubuki to have a chance to be alone with Chen Ming. Saitama hesitated for a moment, then quickly followed. Chen Ming left the reserve hero school. Go straight to the cave where the strange man was found last time. Last time, I met 7 weirdos, including one with wolf-level strength. So don't dare to act rashly. But now he has Xiaohei who is below the tiger level. Regardless of whether you are in a dragon's den or a tiger's den, you have to break into it today. A few hundred meters away from Chen Ming, Saitama, Asaka Hezi, and Hell Fubuki followed quietly according to the traces left by Chen Ming. In order not to alarm Chen Ming, the three of them just followed him from a distance. What the three of them didn't know was, just 100 meters behind the three of them, the zombie man also followed. Originally, he wanted to follow Chen Ming. But then Saitama, Asaka Heka, and Hell Fubuki also followed. So I decided to follow the three of them. And at this moment, Chen Ming was completely unaware of the two groups of people following him. At this moment, all his thoughts were on the cave 20 or 30 meters away. Came at just the right time. Not long ago, the 7 weirdos we met last time entered the cave. Judging from last experience, should be back soon. In fact, it was the same as Chen Ming guessed. Not long after, 7 weirdos appeared again holding the box. And it looks like it's much heavier than before. Chen Ming did not act rashly. Instead, he quietly followed the 7 weirdos. The 7 weirdos didn't notice Chen Ming behind him at all. Hey, did you hear that Mr. Hero seemed to have been seriously injured before and is currently recuperating? I heard that he was fighting an old human named Bangu. I never thought that there could be such a strong being among humans. He could actually hurt the hero. Who says otherwise? I heard that when Lord Hero was still a human, he had already won the martial arts competition. After becoming a monster, his strength increased countless times. Even so, he was actually injured by a human. Quote, it would be great if that guy named Bang Ji became one of us weirdos. Yes, but I heard that the chief of staff has paid attention to it. It is said that he has made a discovery and found a guy with a very good talent. And although that guy is a human being, he likes to call himself a weirdo. Haha, is that so? If that's the case, that guy will sooner or later become a member of our army of weirdos. That's right, our monster army will become stronger and stronger by then. I see. From the casual chat of a few weirdos. Only then did Chen Ming know why he met Bangu sleeping on the street before. I'm afraid it must be after fighting the hero. There is something wrong with the body. Only to pass out on the street. When Chen Ming asked, he said he was sleepy because he was tough. And Chen Ming also got some other clues. The group of weirdos in front of me are from the Weird Association. The chief of staff they talk about is probably the Great Eye, the weirdo clone of Sykes. Judging from the fact that the hero has turned into a weirdo. I'm afraid the Monster King Orochi has also appeared. It's just that I don't have any plans to come out yet. It shouldn't happen for at least 3 years. It's a blessing in misfortune. There are at least 3 years left to secretly develop. I just don't know how many guys with dragon level strength there are in the Weird Association now. For example, Black Sperm, Elder Centipede, Meow Meow, Pochi, Natural Water, Phoenix Man, Wandering Emperor and other guys are not yet known to have joined. However, according to Chen Ming's speculation, these people should have joined slowly later, otherwise the Weird Association would not have been able to lurk so obediently for 3 years. It wasn't until the Heroes Association grew that it started taking action. It must be because the top combat power is not enough, so it has been waiting for so long. If these weirdos were the Weirdos Association. So, Chen Ming's eyes fell on the treasure box in the hands of the weirdos in front of him. What is the most valuable thing about the Weird Association? Weird Cell deserves the #1 spot. After all, just eating it can turn you into a monster. Of course, there are also shortcomings. That means the side effects are huge. A guy who doesn't have strong willpower. It's easy to lose your mind. Become a beast with only primal instincts. Just like the hero's apprentices. After eating the weirdo cells. Lost his mind and became a beast. Speaking of which, I also have a good quality weirdo cell on my hand. Weapons can be crafted. I wonder if this weird cell can also be synthesized. When this thought comes up, it can no longer be contained. Chen Ming quietly followed a few weirdos. After confirming that the sound of fighting will not attract the attention of other weirdos in the cave. Take decisive action. A sure kill punch. Chen Ming quietly touched behind the weirdo. A sudden outburst. 1 punch at a time. Just deal with the 2 weirdos at the back. Asshole. Looking for death. Hear the sounds of fighting behind you. The 5 weirdos in front reacted immediately. Looking at the bodies of the 2 companions lying on the ground. He roared immediately. He rushed towards Chen Ming. Shocked, Chen Ming directly started to shock. 3 of them were wolf-level monsters with the same strength as Chen Ming. They immediately entered a state of confusion and stood there in a daze. As for the 2 weirdos with wolf strength, the movement just stagnated for a moment and then recovered quickly. Rushed towards Chen Ming. Chen Ming used his footsteps to dodge the attacks of the 2 powerful monsters on the wolf. At the same time, the body shape changes. He pounced on the most powerful of the 3 wolves who were confused. Another punch. 2 wolf-level monsters fell to the ground again. Just when he wanted to hit the last powerful monster in the wolf level. 2 weirdos with wolf-level strength rushed forward, temporarily forcing Chen Ming back. Wake up. Then he woke up his companions who were still in a state of confusion. This kid's methods are very strange, be careful. The bear monster on the left has a solemn expression. The look in Chen Ming's eyes showed a bit of fear. Neither he nor the other 2 are good at speed. If you continue to tangle with the human in front of you, there will probably be no results. And there is no room for missing the weirdo cells in the box. It must not fall into the hands of the human in front of me. The bear monster looked at each other, at the wild boar monster and the moose monster beside him. The 3 weirdos quickly reached some kind of agreement. Who are you? Why are you attacking us? The bear monster took a step forward. Questioned Chen Ming. The wild boar monster and the reindeer monster behind him quietly moved their positions. Wanting to trap Chen Ming in a triangle formation. Limiting Chen Ming's speed advantage. Then they worked together to kill Chen Ming. However, although the plan of the 3 weirdos was well thought out. But Chen Ming is not a fool. He could see through the minds of the 3 weirdos at a glance. In this case, the corners of Chen Ming's mouth raised slightly. Decided to take advantage of the situation. If 3 weirdos got together, it's not easy for him to start. Now separated, he can quickly kill the wolf-level monster's reindeer monster. Then find a way to deal with the other 2 weirdos with wolf-level strength. Shocked, the moment when 3 weirdos missed each other. Chen Ming seized the opportunity and started to shock. The weakest reindeer monster once again entered a state of confusion. The bear monster and the wild boar monster realized something was wrong and wanted to stop it. It's still a step too late. When they arrived, Chen Ming had already succeeded. Only the corpse of his fellow reindeer monster was left behind. Hateful, human, I must eat you. The bear monster and the wild boar monster stared at Chen Ming with a fierce look in their eyes. Look at each other. He took out something like a capsule from his pocket. Immediately afterwards, the eyes of the bear monster and the wild boar monster glowed red. Staring at Chen Ming in front of him, both speed and strength increased explosively. Chen Ming's heart sank. He quickly opened his investigative eyes. Bear monster rampage state, lasting 10 minutes. Strength, pseudo tiger level part 2. Ability, tier. Wild boar monster rampage state, lasting 10 minutes. Strength, pseudo tiger level part 2. Ability, charge. 2 fake tigers. Chen Ming looked at the strength evaluation of the 2 weirdos. Stunned for a moment, but he reacted quickly. The meaning should be that the strength of the 2 weirdos should have reached tiger level now. But it's improved through drugs. After the effect of the medicine wears off, it will return to its previous wolf strength. It's almost the same as the hawk-billed monster last time, except that the hawk-billed monster lasts only 3 minutes. And these 2 weirdos in front of me lasted 10 minutes. And more importantly, these 2 weirdos used drugs to directly increase their physical strength to tiger level. This is no longer a matter of simply being stronger. But it's a whole level worse. What am I doing? What a crow mouth your sister has. Chen Ming felt regretful. What I said before about hoping to meet a tiger level weirdo when I went out was just a temporary pleasure. I didn't expect to take such good care of him. It was actually arranged. And they arranged 2 at a time. Is this because you're afraid that he won't be able to kill him? If it were still wolf level, even if it was the peak wolf level, Chen Ming would be confident of winning. But this is elevated to tiger level. It's completely different. According to the data, tiger level is in the thousands. In other words, all 3 attributes are over 1,000. He is only over 200 now, less than 300, and still a little short of being a wolf. How to fight this? If you punch him 10 times, his skin will be broken. 1 punch, you turn around. There's no way to fight this. The only chance now. Chen Ming's eyes fell on Xiao Hei's shoulder, who was still sleeping soundly. Although this guy is inconspicuous, he is also a real tiger level player. With Xiao Hei here, it should be fine. The only problem is that I hope I can get lucky. These 2 tiger level weirdos can create a weird crystal core. Otherwise, even if he doesn't die at the hands of these 2 weirdos, he would also die under Xiao Hei's mouth. But I can't control that much now. Chen Ming gritted his teeth and pulled Xiao Hei off his shoulders. Then he threw it directly at the bear monster without thinking. The bear monster, who had completely lost his mind and was completely furious, didn't even think about it, and just slapped Xiao Hei with his claws. Boom! Xiao Hei, who was sleeping soundly, had not yet reacted. He was immediately slapped away by the bear monster's paw. Hit the ground hard. Gudong! Chen Ming swallowed. If this claw hits him, even if you don't die, you will give face to the bear monster. Xiao Hei should be fine, Chen Ming muttered in his heart. But I couldn't think too much about it at the moment. After the bear monster slapped Xiao Hei away, using all 4 legs at the same time, he rushed towards Chen Ming. The wild boar monster even used his own abilities. He lowered his head, raised his 2 fangs high, and launched a charge. Everything it passed was shattered into pieces, and its power was astonishing. Chen Ming's eyes twitched and he didn't dare to complain. Dodge quickly. At the same time, I hope to use shock to delay the movements of the bear monster and the wild boar monster. But it doesn't work. Look at the strange bear and wild boar who are chasing after each other. Chen Ming's speed reached the extreme. It was difficult to deal with 2 tiger-level monsters. I want to use this to consume time and delay the 10 minutes of madness. But when he looked at the time, Chen Ming almost cursed his mother in anger. Bear monster rampage state, duration 10 minutes, currently 9 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. I've been busy with my relationship for a while, but it didn't even last 30 seconds. 30 seconds are so hard, what about the remaining 9 minutes? Chen Ming wanted to die. At this time, Chen Ming's eyes lit up. I saw the dawn of turning the tide of the war. Xiao Hei, who was shot away before, is now crawling out of the pit. The look in Chen Ming's eyes revealed resentment and grievance. but watching Chen Ming fall into danger. Xiaohei didn't even bother settling accounts with Chen Ming. Rushed directly towards the bear monster. The weirdo and the bear were all thinking about Chen Ming. He didn't even notice Xiaohei beside him. I only felt a slight pain in my back, which was harder than steel. It didn't take it seriously at first, but it soon became clear something was wrong. Because, not long after my back hurt slightly, the internal organs suddenly seemed to be mixed together, causing tight pain. The huge body of the bear monster staggered in pain and fell to the ground. Then keep rolling. Wail. The claws kept waving. The wild boar monster on the side was also implicated. There were several bloody marks on the front legs. Not long after, the bear monster completely stopped making any movement. Watching Xiaohei easily get rid of the bear monster, Chen Ming's face showed unconcealable joy. I didn't expect Xiaohei to be so strong. Even weirdos below the tiger level can be easily dealt with. But then Chen Ming remembered the resentful look Xiaohei had given him just now. I couldn't help but shudder. Swallowed. I pray that the bear monster can explode a monster crystal core. Otherwise, something really big will happen. Not long after, the bear monster fell to the ground and stopped moving. The wild boar monster who had lost his mind didn't even look at him, and continued to limp towards Chen Ming. One leg has been injured, and the wild boar monster's speed has dropped sharply. Chen Ming was able to dodge easily. At the same time, Xiaohei opened a big hole from the bear monster's head, and then pounced on the wild boar monster. Less than a minute, still on the rampage, the bear monster and the wild boar monster, who had the strength of a pseudo-tiger, all fell to Xiaohei's mouth. If someone dissects the corpses of these two weirdos at this time, they will find out. All the internal organs of these two weirdos had been chewed to pieces. And this is all due to Xiaohei. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level bear monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level bear monster and obtaining the physical enhancement agent plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level bear monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level wild boar monster and obtaining a strength enhancer plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level wild boar monster and obtaining a physical enhancement agent plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level wild boar monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 35. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the tiger-level wild boar monster and obtaining the low-quality monster crystal core plus 1. There are several system prompts in a row. I don't know if it's because of the pseudo-tiger level strength. The rewards given by the bear monsters and wild boar monsters are not many. It's just less than 20 points more powerful than several wolf level monsters. It is only a little more powerful than those at the wolf level. And Chen Ming saw the last electronic prompt. My heart skipped a beat. Compared with this low-quality monster crystal core, these attributes are nothing. As long as there is this thing, he can make Xiaohei happy. Otherwise, Chen Ming couldn't help but shudder just thinking about it. At this time, Xiaohei, who had cleaned up his body, stared directly at Chen Ming, revealing two sharp little teeth. Wait a moment. Chen Ming quickly took out the low-quality monster crystal core and sent it to Xiaohei. Xiaohei first tilted his head and circled around the low-quality monster crystal core a few times. He looked around. Then he touched it tentatively with his tail. In the end it seemed that he couldn't resist the temptation. Finally took the plunge. Then there was a trace of joy on his face. Take big gulps. Soon, the low-quality monster crystal core that originally carried some energy was completely sucked up. Xiaohei licked the corner of his mouth. He glanced at Chen Ming. It seems that if you are sensible, I will spare you this time and see how I deal with you next time. Then, he yawned. Returning to Chen Ming's shoulder again, he fell asleep soundly. Seeing Xiaohei satisfied, Chen Ming finally breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that whether it is to gain a foothold in the One Punch Man world, or to save his own life, you must seize the time to improve your strength. At least it has to reach the ghost level. Because only ghost level weirdos can stably appear weird crystal nuclei. Only with the weird crystal core. Only then could he escape Xiaohei's destruction. Stop thinking. Chen Ming's eyes fell on the boxes scattered aside. Open them one by one. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining low-quality weirdo cells +1. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining low-quality weirdo cells +1. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining low-quality weirdo cells +1. 21 prompts in a row. But without exception, all those picked up were low-quality weirdo cells. It's not even the slightest bit different from the good-quality weirdo cells I accidentally obtained before. To be honest, Chen Ming looked at the weird cells still squirming slightly in the palm of his hand. My stomach twitched. I almost vomited out my overnight meal. I really admire those guys who can eat this stuff alive. Respect them for being a man. Such disgusting things can be swallowed. Chen Ming just glanced at it. No, he lost interest in half a glance. Thrown right into an analog synth. Ding, simulation synthesis was successful, and medium-quality weirdo cells +1 were obtained. 3 low-quality weird cells are combined into 1 medium-quality weird cell. A total of 7 of the 21 were synthesized. Chen Ming thought for a while and continued to synthesize these 7 medium-quality weirdo cells. The result was 2 high-quality weirdo cells. Weird cell. Quality. High. Probability of success in becoming a monster, 100%. That's it. Chen Ming looked at the introduction of high-quality weirdo cells. He almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. It took him most of the day. Actually only got these 2 gadgets. 100% success in becoming a weirdo. Even if it doesn't require high quality, it can be done, right? What difference does this make? The difference between the two is that low-quality weirdo cells are only 50% weird, medium quality are 70%, and high quality are 100%. Listen to the introduction of the system. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Speaking of which, it's still useless. A function that Chen Ming complained about for a while. As everyone knows, in the eyes of others, it is a dream. If Sykes learns about it, Chen Ming can purify the weirdo cells, achieving a 100% success rate. I am afraid that I will bring Chen Ming back at all costs. Even at the risk of exposing his identity. Because once she has this ability, just keep creating new weirdos. Instead of trying hard to find those humans who can withstand the backlash brought by the weirdo cells. By then, no matter whether you are a hero association or a bear association, she will not take her seriously. The whole world will surrender under her feet. She will become the well-deserved king of this world. On the other side, when Chenxiang Hezi, Saitama, and Hel Fubuki realized that they had lost Chen Ming, they were so anxious that they couldn't care less about not exposing their whereabouts, so they quickly caught up with him. However, the scene in front of them really shocked the 3 of them. This is. Chenxiang Hezi looked at the corpses of weird people lying on the ground. Shocked and speechless. The strength of these weirdos is at least at the wolf level, or even above the wolf level, and the number has reached more than 5. It is absolutely impossible for Chen Ming alone to do it in a short time. What is going on? Could it be that something happened here before? Hel Fubuki made his own inference based on the clues he had in front of him. According to her guess, when Chen Ming came here alone, he probably encountered some heroes in action, or the heroes had finished fighting, and Chen Ming was persuaded to retreat by the heroes. After all, this place is close to the mountains and forests. Most of the weirdos stay in the mountains and forests. Being alone is very dangerous. If not for Chen Ming's safety, she would never set foot in the forest. Then where is the teacher? Saitama stretched his neck and looked around, trying to find traces of his teacher Chen Ming. Worried about whether his teacher is in danger. Chen Ming should have gone back. Let's leave here quickly. Otherwise, if the smell of blood attracts strange people later, we will be too late to leave. Hel Fubuki signaled to Asaka Heka and Saitama. No, we must find Chen Ming. I will never leave until I find him. Yes, I will never let the teacher stay here alone. Chenxiang Hezi and Kyu expressed their opinions. Just when Hel Fubuki didn't know how to persuade the 2 of them. The sound of fighting suddenly came from the mountain forest not far away. The hearts of the 3 of them were in suspense. Rush over. Ding, congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level leopard monster and obtaining the strength enhancer +18. Ding, Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level leopard monster and obtaining the physical enhancer plus 15. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level leopard monster and obtaining speed enhancer plus 20. Not bad. The power is pretty good. Chen Ming nodded. On the way back, unexpectedly, he ran into a strange leopard head-on. One wants to test his current strength, and the other wants to have some snacks. Then they moved their hands in a tacit understanding. It's just that the leopard weirdo never thought of it. The sweet and delicious-looking human in front of me. The strength is so terrifying. It didn't even withstand a punch. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 301. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 298. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 305. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills. Junior martial artist, detective eye, clairvoyance, shock. Weapon, predator's gloves green. Overall strength evaluation. Among the wolves. In addition to physical fitness, the third dimension has exceeded the 300 mark. It was less than 200 short of the minimum requirement of 500 on the wolf. As long as you work harder, you should be able to successfully achieve it in the next 2 days. There is still a long way to go. Chen Ming took a deep breath. I felt a weight on my shoulders drop. There is a long way to go. It's still far from being able to live comfortably. Chen Ming, teacher. Chen Ming sighed with emotion and had just walked a few steps. Asaka Heka, Hell Fubuki, and Saitama chased after them. After the three people saw Chen Ming, they shouted excitedly. Chen Ming, are you okay? I just saw the corpses of so many weird people. I thought something happened to you. As he said this, Chen Xianghezi couldn't hold back his tears anymore and flowed out. He looked pitiful. Coupled with a JK black bud, people can't help but feel the desire to protect. Hell Fubuki didn't say anything, but his eyes glanced at Chen Ming from time to time. Observing Chen Ming's condition, Hugh saw that Chen Ming was fine. Standing aside, grinning, haha, I knew what the teacher said must be correct. You are indeed a teacher. If it were me, I would have been defeated by the weirdo long ago. We've found the person. Let's leave quickly. We were lucky before. We met the hero and started activities nearby, but it won't be easy to say later. Hell-blowing snow swept away the corpse of the leopard monster beside him. There are more weirdos here than expected. With the strength of the four of them. Exactly. It's 2.5. Saitama can only count as half of his combat power. As for Chen Xianghezi, totally negligible. She and Chen Ming even had to distract themselves to protect her. Are heroes active nearby? Chen Ming's heart skipped a beat. So he was fighting the weirdo just now, so he wouldn't have been discovered, right? If discovered, will he be targeted? It doesn't matter if you keep an eye on him. I'm afraid that people from the Hero Association are targeting Xiaohei, so what should I do? Now Xiaohei is his trump card. It must not be taken away by others. It seems that we should be more careful when we act in the future. At least use your investigative eyes to observe the surrounding situation first. Make sure no one is around before taking action. A beautiful misunderstanding just happened. Chen Ming didn't realize it at all. He is the hero in Hell Fubuki's mouth. Still worried about Xiaohei's safety. Chen Xianghezi's purpose was to find Chen Ming. Now that he was found, he remembered the rumors of weird people circulating in the mountains and forests, and his face turned pale with fright. Subconsciously, he took Chen Ming's arm and hugged him tightly. Chen Ming turned his head and glanced at the frightened Chen Xianghezi, and opened his mouth. When the words reached his lips, he swallowed them back. I was even thinking about whether I should stay a little longer. Although Saitama has always wanted to fight monsters. But he also understands. The current self is definitely no match for those weirdos. So I don't dare to provoke him easily. Fortunately, the four of them walked out of the forest without encountering any strangers. Returned to the city safely. After confirming safety, Chen Xianghezi breathed a sigh of relief. Only then did she come back to her senses, and she actually walked all the way holding Chen Ming's arm. Blushing with embarrassment, he quickly let go of Chen Ming's arm. Like a frightened little rabbit, it collapsed and distanced itself. I'm going back first. As he said that, Chenxiang Hezi blushed and hurried back to the dormitory with his head lowered. Feeling your arms empty, Chen Ming actually felt a bit disappointed in his heart. Sure enough, I should have walked a little slower just now. Abnormal. Hell Shui glanced at Chen Ming. Don't know why. A ball of anger suddenly emerged in my heart. Couldn't help but curse. Then Chen Ming was left behind, and Master and Apprentice Qiu turned around and left. Huh, it's really baffling. Why are you so angry? Chen Ming looked surprised. I don't know what kind of anger Hell Fubuki is angry with. He didn't seem to provoke her. Teacher, based on my years of experience, there is a high probability that Hell Fubuki is jealous. Saitama on the side pinched his chin and suddenly thought of something. His eyes lit up, and he excitedly asked his teacher Chen Ming for credit. Jealous? Chen Ming looked a little strange. Looking at it this way, it seems to be true. Is it possible that this guy also likes him? As for why? Of course it's because of Asakan Hezi. Just now. The system reminded him again that Chenxiang Hezi's favor with him had increased by 5 points. It has now reached 90 points. Chen Ming was very curious. When the favorability between two people reaches 100 points, will something awesome happen? Teacher, both Asaka Heka and Hell Fubuki seem to be interested in you. What are you going to do? Which one should you choose? Saitama bumped Chen Ming with his arm. Lower your voice and smile like a man. Choose your head. Go back to eat quickly. Chen Ming directly rewarded Chi Yu and his brain collapsed. Only primary school students do multiple choice questions. He wants everything right. Teacher, can you please stop hitting me on the head in the future? I watched an expert on a TV show who said that if the brain is constantly affected by external forces, it may cause hair loss, baldness, or even no hair in the eyes. I don't want to be a bald man without hair. Saitama protected his painful head. He complained softly to Chen Ming. Is this okay? Chen Ming looked at Chi Yu standing aside with a strange expression. If I hadn't read the original work, I almost got fooled. The baldness is obviously self-inflicted. It has nothing to do with him, right? However, Chen Ming still made up his mind. Pay more attention in the future. Otherwise, wait until Saitama becomes bald one day. Why don't you depend on him for the rest of your life? Just thinking about it made Chen Ming feel his scalp numb. Mr. Sika, this is a picture taken by a drone. Z City Heroes Association branch. The personnel from the Hero Association walked in quickly with a thick stack of photos. This is. Sika looked at the photo in front of her. His expression changed drastically, and he looked at the female assistant beside him with a shocked expression. This is the mountain forest on the edge of Z City, because the drone automatically detected the fluctuations of the battle at that time, and then rushed over to take pictures, and then took these pictures. The female assistant took out a small notebook from her pocket with notes she had made on it. Have you found out the strength of these weirdos? Sika then asked. It has been found out that the bear monster and the wild boar monster are stronger than wolves, and the other 5 weirdos are stronger than wolves, and according to the clues investigated by the on-site investigation personnel. The bear monster and the wild boar monster had entered a state of rampage at that time, and their strength may have been further improved, and they have even reached the strength below the tiger level. The female assistant took a deep breath. His voice couldn't help but tremble a bit. You know, there is only 1 level difference between tiger level and wolf level. But the strength is very different. A tiger level is enough to give them a headache. And now 2 of them appeared at once. Although he has been killed. But who knows what else might pop up. The current Z City Heroes Association is obviously not ready to deal with it. Once too many tiger level monsters appear, I'm afraid it will be difficult for the Z City Heroes Association to protect itself. Under the tiger level, Sika took a breath. How could such a monster appear at this stage? What if these tiger level monsters join forces and take action against the Heroes Association? The Heroes Association may not be able to resist at all. I can only raise my hands and surrender obediently. The best way right now is to abandon the Heroes Association branch in City Z as soon as possible. Just leave. But he was unwilling to give in. He finally managed to establish the Heroes Association branch in Z City. I don't want to give up just like that. Correct. Sika's eyes lit up. Maybe as long as they can find this person who is suspected of being under the Tiger level, the Hero Association branch in City Z may be saved. Nina, have you found out who did it? No matter what the price, we must keep this person. As long as he is here, RZ City Heroes Association can still be saved. Sika took a deep breath, her face showing eagerness and urgency. Based on the footage captured by the drone and the investigation by on-site personnel, it seems that the people who killed these weirdos were not humans. Nina shook her head helplessly and told a cruel reality. What? Sika's whole body froze, with confusion in her eyes. According to the wounds left on the weirda's body, it seems that something was forced into the body, and then all the internal organs were destroyed, and the weirdo died. As far as I know, no one has such an ability. The only reasonable way the explanation is that this battle is not fought by humans, but between weirdos and weirdos. Nina made her own judgment based on all the evidence collected at the scene and came to the final conclusion. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Freaks are never allowed to kill each other, this is absolutely impossible. Expand the scope of the search, I want to check everything that happened nearby at that time. Even if the evidence is in front of her, Sika still refuses to believe it. In his opinion, there must be something missing here. Yes, Nina could only obey obediently. There was no way, who made Sika be the person in charge and she was the assistant. Soon, the latest round of photos was sent. And I really made new discoveries. Look, what am I talking about? There are several people here. The people fighting the weirdos might be them, or some of them. Go and find out. Sika pointed to the photo taken by thermal imaging. I couldn't help but smile at my own cleverness. When the time comes, follow the comparison in this photo, and I believe you will soon be able to find the master who likes to come and go without a trace. Mr. Sika, you'd better check the identities of the 4 of them first. Nina pointed to the report at the back. Sika looked down in the direction the main force. Nina said. Hell blows snow. Lightly fragrant Hezi, Chen Ming and 4 others. Saitama. Am I not worthy of a name? Let's not talk about Hell Fubuki's identity yet. Now Tatsumaki has just developed a liking for the Hero Association. At this juncture, it was better not to provoke her only sister. As for Chenxiang Hezi, not to mention that 30% of the Hero Association headquarters is donated by the Asaka family, as for the Z City Hero Association division. It even reached 95%. They dare not provoke such a god of wealth. The only ones left are Chen Ming and a young man named Qiu. Judging from the data, Chen Ming and Qiu used to live in a low-rent apartment. I often finish my last meal without finishing my next meal. The 2 of them came here just to reserve the Heroes Association to take care of food and drink. Not even enough to eat. Sika didn't believe that such a person could defeat a tiger-level monster head-on. However, except for these 4 people, there was no one else within a range of 300 meters at that time, so the high probability still fell on the 4 people. Who is it? Is one of them, or 4 people together? Sika had a headache. Mr. Sika, based on my judgment, I feel that it is more likely to be Ms. Hell Fubuki. Nina on the side thought for a while. Tell me. A trace of surprise flashed across Sika's face. It's very simple. Although Miss Asaka Hezi has a certain strength among the 4 people, she is far from enough to fight against the monster. As for the 2 people named Chen Ming and Qi Yu, judging from their individual strength, they may be able to help after a little bit of work. The one who will be left will naturally be Ms. Hell Fubuki. Muini's method is very simple, the elimination method. Among the 4 people, filter out the impossible ones first, and the remaining people will naturally be the people you are really looking for. Hell Fubuki. Sika looked shocked. I hesitated for a long time. Finally, he gritted his teeth and made up his mind. Prepare to directly award Hell Fubuki with the badge of a formal member of the Heroes Association. As for the hero ranking, it was finally settled on number 168 in Class B. Based on such a record, it is obviously a bit reluctant to be ranked as a B-level hero. But there is no way, because of Tatsumaki's face. If Hell Fubuki is ranked C-level as a junior hero, I'm afraid he won't be able to pass the level of Tatsumaki. Are you Ms. Hell Fubuki? We are members of the Hero Association. We are here to give you a professional hero certificate. After inspection, You have now become the 168th B-class hero of the Hero Association. Chen Ming and Saitama were drinking instant ramen, instant noodles, in the dormitory when they heard a knock on the door. Out of curiosity, Chen Xianghezi stepped forward and opened the door. As a result, the two of them mistakenly identified him as Hell Fubuki. I'm not Hell Fubuki, you got the wrong person. Chen Xianghezi waved her hands quickly. Wrong person, but this is the address written here, how can we? Eyelashes looked at the note in her hand with Hell Fubuki's address written on it, and checked it over and over again. Make sure you didn't go wrong. You take it back, I don't care. Just when the situation reached a stalemate, the sound of hell blowing snow came out. Miss Hell Fubuki, this is the honor you deserve, why don't you want it? Eyelashes stepped forward and smiled with her. Yes, Miss Hell Fubuki, this has been recognized by the Heroes Association. From now on, you will be a B-level hero. You know, there are only a dozen or so B-level heroes in the entire Z City. Quote. With a silly smile on his face, the mountain ape also spoke to persuade. Ah, Chen Ming, who was drinking ramen, turned his head. He looked at the two people who were trying to persuade Hell Fubuki. He was quite impressed by these two people. He is the backbone of the Fubuki group. Hell Fubuki's right-hand man. As for strength, it's hard to describe in one word. It can only be said that it has strength, but it is not strong. Chen Ming originally had no interest. Saw this interesting picture. I couldn't help but feel a little interested. Holding the ramen noodles, he sat aside, looking like a standard melon eater. What does it have to do with me? Hell Fubuki glanced at Yamazuru, but still didn't give him a good look. Eyelashes and Yamazuru knew that Hell Fubuki was not easy to talk to. But I didn't expect that it would turn out like this. No wonder the Heroes Association uses the form of publishing tasks. If only I had known this. They would rather fight monsters than tangle with Hell Fubuki. Miss Hell Fubuki, this is the association's decision. The two of us are just errands. If you have any questions, you can ask the association. We don't know anything. The eyelashes resisted the attack and forced a smile. He said to Hell Fubuki. I don't want to say the same thing again, get out quickly. You are not welcome here. As Hell Fubuki spoke, he raised his hand, and a hurricane formed in his palm. Be prepared and ready to strike at any time. Eyelashes, the faces of the two mountain monkeys changed, and a trace of anger flashed. But when he saw the miniature hurricane in Hell Fubuki's palm, in the end, I still didn't have the courage to take action. With their strength, taking action rashly is simply asking for trouble. Although not willing to do so. But the two of them could only leave angrily. Just leave like that. Chen Ming was a little disappointed. I originally thought that a battle would break out between Eyelash, Yamazuru and Hell Fubuki. I didn't expect it to end like this. Snort. Hell Fubuki glared at Chen Ming fiercely, snorted coldly, turned around and returned to his room again. Obviously the anger just now has not gone away. So angry. Chen Ming touched the tip of his nose. Smiled. Teacher, how much salary can you get as a B-class hero of the Hero Association in a month? Saitama raised his head and ate all the noodles in the bowl, then asked with interest. It should be at least 5,000, right? Chen Ming held his chin and thought for a while. It seemed that he didn't say how much the heroes at each level were paid. But based on observation, C-level heroes should be below 3,000. Barely starving to death. This can be seen from the undocumented knight's pick at the rope when he invites Saitama to dinner. As for B-level heroes, according to calculations, it should be more than 5,000, but it should be less than 10,000. Because B-level heroes drive second-hand cars. And there are still a few people carpooling. This can be seen from the group of guys Saitama met on the roadside when the Deep Sea King appeared. As for A-level, the salary should be much higher. It is equivalent to a gold collar, at least tens of thousands of dollars per month. Otherwise, Snake the Viper wouldn't be able to afford such a high-end suit. A-grade metal balls and A-grade spring beards are unlikely to frequent tavern gatherings. As for S-class heroes, people at this level are basically monsters. Money is not very important. Of course, it must be a large amount of money. I can't say it will start at least 6 figures. 5,000. Saitama was shocked. I quickly counted on my fingers, but after just counting, I lost interest. A cup of instant noodles is 100 yuan, and 3 meals of instant noodles for a meal is 300 yuan. A 30-day month means 9,000 yuan per month. The teacher and I are 2 people, so the total is 18,000 yuan. Isn't 5,000 yuan too little? Quote. Saitama pouted. I originally thought 5,000 yuan was a lot. Now it seems that I can't even afford instant noodles. After hearing Saitama whisper, Chen Ming was a little pleased, but also a little dumbfounded. What is gratifying is that my great disciple still thinks of him as his teacher. It's dumbfounding. He actually wanted to let the master and apprentice eat instant noodles every day. Just forget it for 1 or 2 days. If it stays like this, not even eating people up. A month for B-level heroes is really not much, but you can work hard to become A-level heroes. I heard that A-level heroes get 20,000 yuan per month. This money should be enough for many people to live. Besides, Chen Ming, if the money is not enough, I can help you, any amount is fine. Asakan Hezi on the side listened to Chen Ming and Saitama discussing the monthly subsidies that heroes of various levels received. They thought that Chen Ming and Qiu were short of money. He said quickly in a low voice. I just missed saying that, I will support you. As for money, I still have some, at least it's enough. Chen Ming grinned. He still has tens of thousands of dollars in exchange for selling weapons. And there's some white gear too. Although he can't use it. But you can pawn it to get some money. There is still no problem in supporting them as master and apprentice. Yeah, Chen Xiong Hezi's eyes dimmed, and she was actually a little disappointed. I originally thought I could get closer to Chen Ming. Unexpectedly, in the end, I was really selfish. Looking at Chen Xiong Hezi, who suddenly became depressed. Chen Ming expressed doubts. I don't understand how everything that was fine just now suddenly became like this. But he didn't have time to think about that now. Because he has to go to an important place. He plans to go to the hospital to see how Metal Bat's sister Yoshiko is doing. By the way, let's see if the medical expenses are enough. Today, I killed 8 weirdos in the forest in one go. Got a lot of materials. Several white weapons were synthesized. It should fetch a lot of money. With money on hand, Chen Ming felt more confident. Even walking started to feel windy. Brother Ming, are you here? As soon as Chen Ming entered the elevator, he heard a cry of joy from behind him. Immediately afterwards, the figures of the Metal Bat and his sister Zenko appeared in front of Chen Ming. Huh, are you guys going out again? Chen Ming smiled and said hello to the 2 of them. Well, it's too boring to stay in the ward all day, so I asked my brother to take me out for a walk. Shanzi nodded repeatedly. Then I remembered something. He quickly took out a picture book from the bag behind his back. Brother Ming, I drew this, what do you think? Chen Ming took the painting. His expression suddenly became strange. Chapter 51. The painting is good, but Zenko, may I ask, how did you expect to paint such a painting? Chen Ming looked at the painting in front of him, dumbfounded. In the painting, he is the protagonist wearing a black suit and leather shoes. On the other side, there was a bride wearing a white wedding dress and holding flowers. This is obviously a wedding venue. There were many guests around. It looks very lively. It's nothing to draw this. Mainly, the facial features on the bride's face are not painted. There is only one face. It looks strange, because I want to attend your wedding, Brother Ming. Shanzi raised his head and looked at Chen Ming with a pair of big, bright and clear eyes. He looked at Chen Ming and then showed an aggrieved look. Brother Ming, don't you want me to participate? No, it's not too late for me to welcome you. Why don't I want you to participate? Actually, forget it, it's nothing. Come as you please. Chen Ming couldn't laugh or cry. Unexpectedly, I was asked by a child how old he was and was so confused. Chen Ming briefly chatted with the Metal Bat brother and sister. Then he left. Before leaving, I helped pay for the medical expenses. Sure enough, there is nothing wrong with this. This sentence is correct. This hospital is simply a wasteland. Come down this time. It cost more than hundreds of thousands. Most people really can't stand this. Looking at Chen Ming's leaving figure, a hint of cunning flashed across Shanzi's little face, and he stuck out his tongue playfully and made a face. Leave the hospital. Chen Ming looked at the sky and saw that it was still early. Decided to wander around the area. See if you can meet any weirdos or something. Pick up some attributes or something by the way. Look, what is that? Looks like a mosquito. Are you kidding? How can there be so many mosquitoes? Yes, and the mosquitoes are not that big. But it definitely looks like a mosquito. Kindness. Chen Ming is wandering around. Suddenly I saw all the passers-by stopped in their tracks. He raised his head and looked into the distance. What mosquito? Chen Ming was out of curiosity. He also raised his head and looked over. You discovered a swarm of mosquitoes, are you ready? 1. Follow up and take a look, Strength Enhancer plus 25. 2. Ignore it and continue shopping, Physique Enhancer plus 15. What is your choice? Is it possible that there are so many mosquitoes? A thought suddenly flashed through Chen Ming's mind. The first thing that comes to mind is the mosquito girl from Evolution House. Someone who can do this kind of thing. In the entire One Punch Man, she is the only one who can do it. But didn't Mosquito Lady appear 3 years later? Why did it appear now? Chen Ming couldn't help but frown. Definitely check it out. 1. Chen Ming rushed towards the location of the mosquito swarm. Under close observation, there are far more mosquitoes than previously thought. It is not an exaggeration to describe it as overwhelming. These mosquitoes are constantly gathering from all directions. In the air a few meters above the ground, they have gathered into a big ball. Faintly, a human figure can be seen from inside. Could it be that she is really a mosquito lady? Chen Ming's heart felt hot. For this weirdo who can force Saitama to give an angry slap. Still very interested. Ahem. Make a statement. This has nothing to do with appearance. Although the mosquito girl is also fair-skinned and beautiful. But to be honest, he still prefers one with 2 legs and 2 hands. Simply curious. A figure surrounded by mosquitoes. He seemed to be aware of Chen Ming's presence. Suddenly he began to struggle violently and seemed very painful. And through the gaps, a faint look of help could be seen. How is this going? Is it possible that the person surrounded in the middle is not the weird mosquito girl? You find that there seems to be a person among the mosquitoes. What do you plan to do? 1. Eliminate mosquitoes and save people, Strength Enhancer plus 30. 2. There are too many mosquitoes, you are no match, leave Physique Enhancer plus 20. 3. Looking for helpers, Speed Enhancer plus 10. What is your choice? 1. Saving people is a traditional virtue, so naturally he can't just ignore them. This is not his style. Only, Chen Ming looked at the thousands of mosquitoes in front of him. I was in trouble for a while. There aren't any handy guys on hand. How to save people? Correct. Chen Ming's eyes lit up. Suddenly I had an idea. He quickly ran to the forest nearby. I picked up a pile of dry firewood, fumbling around in my pocket for a long time. Found the lighter. Then, after Chen Ming's hard work, a bonfire was successfully raised. Just after the bonfire is big enough, throw in the prepared branches. In an instant, smoke billowed. Choking, Chen Ming quickly covered his mouth and nose and retreated. Mosquitoes faced the attack of smoke. They all fled. Leave quickly. Plop. Chen Ming heard what sounded like a heavy object falling to the ground. Squinting his eyes, he groped towards the place where the sound came from. Then, Chen Ming saw a girl with a red body lying on the ground, unconscious. Chen Ming quickly covered the girl with his clothes. At the same time, he threw an investigative eye. Mosquito girl, half weird. Strength, below wolf level. Ability, control mosquito swarms. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Chen Ming was stunned for a moment when he saw that the girl in front of him was really the mosquito lady. Then he looked at the words, half weirdo, behind his name. A question mark on his face. Weird people are just weird people, and people are just people. What does it mean to be a semi-weirdo? Ding. Semi-weirdos refer to people who have not been fully transformed. They are between weirdos and humans, and they are a species that is not recognized by both parties. Look at the explanation of the system. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. Is there any way to turn her back into a human? Monster transformation is irreversible and cannot be changed. Have to. It seems that there is no hope of turning the mosquito girl back into a human again. And as the smoke disperses, Chen Ming finally figured out what the system meant by semi-eccentric. The mosquito girl in front of me has a human upper body, but her lower body has turned into a mosquito. They are exactly the same as mosquitoes, only magnified many times. Correct. Chen Ming suddenly remembered. He now has weirdo cells in his hands. And it's still high quality. Able to 100% transform into a weirdo. What if you give the monster cells to the mosquito girl? What effect will it have? He became a complete weirdo. Still the same as Sykes. Get a weirdo clone, and the ontology is still a human being. Chen Ming looked at the unconscious mosquito girl. After hesitating for a long time, I still couldn't make up my mind. Decided to wait until the mosquito girl wakes up. Ask the mosquito girl her own opinion first. After all, this is Mosquito Lady's own life, and it's not easy for anyone else to make decisions for her. And this time, it was also dark. Until nightfall. Only then did the mosquito girl slowly wake up. Yes, you saved me. Seeing Chen Ming, Mosquito Lady showed a hint of surprise, then seemed to remember something, and quickly took a few steps back, desperately covering her legs and lower body with her hands. I have something in my hand now that can help you transform into a weirdo, but no one knows what it will look like. What are you going to do? Eat it or not eat it? Chen Ming was simple and clear. He directly took out the high-quality weirdo cells and handed them to Mosquito Lady. Weird cells, how do you have such a thing? What is your relationship with that guy Genos? The mosquito girl was originally quite calm. After hearing what Chen Ming said, my mood suddenly became excited and I immediately became alert. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows, a little surprised and a little confused at the same time. The weird cells were obviously developed by Sykes. This stage should be very secretive. Very few people should know. But how did this mosquito lady know? Moreover, when talking about weirdo cells, the first thing that comes to mind is that guy Genos. What's going on? Wrong. Wait a moment. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. A bright light flashed in his mind. Something suddenly occurred to me. Hero is the champion of the first martial arts conference. So far, the Wushu University has been held for 19 times. In other words, the transformation of heroes into monsters happened at least more than 10 years ago. More than 10 years ago, Sykes was still a half-grown child. And at that time, Sykes was obviously still a normal person and had not started to prepare for the weird association. Naturally, it is impossible to make weird cells. Calculate it this way. This weird cell, combined with the mosquito girl's reaction being so great. A bold guess flashed through Chen Ming's mind. Could it be that this weird cell was also made by Dr. Kinos? After all, he knew that although Dr. Kinos looked young, but his real age is already over 70. And in the past few decades, I have always been obsessed with studying weird things. Otherwise, there would be no such thing as the House of Eccentrics. It's not surprising that weird cells were discovered by accident. But, if the weird cells were created by Dr. Kinos, why did they fall into the hands of Sykes? What exactly is going on? Chen Ming was full of doubts. You suspect that there is some kind of ulterior secret between the Evolution House and the Weird Association. Are you ready? 1. Investigate immediately to see what is going on, Strength Enhancer plus 30. 2. Ignore it and leave it alone, Physique Enhancer plus 20. 3. Secret Observation, Speed Enhancer plus 30. What is your choice? 3. Chen Ming thought for a while. 3 was chosen. Even if there is any secret between the Evolution House and the Weird Association, it's not him. Only Zhan Wuza can intervene now. Although the strength of Evolution House may not be that strong. But what is currently known about the Weird Association is that there are heroes, the Great Eye, the Monster King Orochi, and Sykes who is hiding in the dark and controlling everything. Each of these guys is more difficult than the last. Anyone can easily crush him to death. So let's play it safe. Stay alive and develop first. It is the last word to wait until the growth is complete before going to the front. You know about weirdo cells. Chen Ming decided to start with the mosquito girl in front of him. See if you can glean some useful information. Certainly. Mosquito girl gritted her teeth and clenched her fists. A look of resentment projected in his eyes. The reason why she became like this has a lot to do with these weird cells. If I hadn't listened to the guy named Genos' instigation, I would have eaten this weird cell in a daze. She would not become the human or ghost that she is now. Can you tell me what happened? Chen Ming asked tentatively. Also be prepared. On guard, Mosquito Girl suddenly turned her back and refused to recognize anyone. The Mosquito Girl took a deep breath. He looked at Chen Ming deeply with complex eyes. Ding, you are favored by the Mosquito Lady by +10, and your current favorability is 60. Chen Ming was a little surprised. Unexpectedly, I actually have a 60 level affinity with the Mosquito Girl I just met. A few days ago, I was still a normal human being. By chance, I met a guy named Genos. He told me that he was a scientist and doing research, and he wanted to invite me to his scientific research base, visit. I didn't think much about it at the time, and then I agreed. After the results came, he seemed to have changed into a different person. He force-fed me a weird cell. When I woke up again, I had become like this. There was a bit of bitterness and regret in Mosquito Girl's smile. If she had known this would happen, she shouldn't have agreed to anything she had said. If that is the case, now she will continue to live her own free life. Instead of becoming what it is now, neither human nor ghost. After listening to Mosquito Girl's introduction, Chen Ming was stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly, Mosquito Girl was deceived by Genos. But in terms of Genos's character, I'm afraid this should be done by a replicator. After all, as the main body, Genos stays in his research laboratory all year round, so he won't do such trivial things. The quality of the monster cells in my hand is better than what you ate before. If you eat it, it will at least turn you into a monster completely, and there is also a certain chance that you will have a human body again. Chen Ming hesitated, expressed his guess. Really, you didn't lie to me. Mosquito Girl looked excited. He suddenly raised his head and looked at Chen Ming. Well, but I can't be 100% sure. I can only say that there is a certain probability. After all, it is still a mystery what method Sykes used to possess both a weirdo clone and a human body. But there is no better way at the moment. The only thing you can do is try it as much as possible. Even if there is a chance, I am willing to try. Even if I pay for it with my life, I am willing. Mosquito Girl wiped the tears from her face. He took the high-quality weird cells from Chen Ming's hand. Send it to your mouth. He swallowed the weirdo cells in one gulp. Almost at the same time the weirdo cells entered his abdomen. The Mosquito Girl suddenly let out a cry of pain, appearing to be in great pain. Ah, but this sound reached Chen Ming's ears. I always feel like something is wrong. As time passes by. 3 minutes later, the Mosquito Girl's cry gradually disappeared. There was only a sound of slightly heavy breathing. Thank you, thank you. Just when Chen Ming was thinking about whether to see what was going on. A pair of hands as white as lotus roots hugged his waist from behind. A voice filled with surprise and shyness came into his ears. If it weren't for you, I really don't know what I would do. Feel the vitality of the body behind you. Chen Ming couldn't help but blush. He quickly recited a few heart-purifying mantras silently in his heart. Only then did he calm down. As a result, when he turned around, he almost misfired again. I didn't notice it before. Unexpectedly, Mosquito Girl's figure is not even inferior to Hell Fubuki. Even getting closer to Sykes. Coupled with that Xiaojiabiyu, docile look. I almost couldn't hold it. Ahem, it's quite cold. Why don't you put on some clothes? Chen Ming withdrew his gaze and turned his head to look aside. He reminded the Mosquito Girl. Oh, only then did the Mosquito Girl realize her current situation. Before, I was devastated because I was half human and half weirdo. So I didn't pay too much attention to these. Now she's back in human form. Things between men and women naturally require some attention. Soon, Mosquito Girl changed her clothes. Thank you again. If it weren't for you, I might never have the chance to recover. With that said, Mosquito Lady bowed to Chen Ming again. It's just because Chen Ming's clothes are a little loose. So, Chen Ming hurriedly coughed a few times to hide his embarrassment. It's nothing, I'm just taking advantage of it. If there's nothing wrong with that, I'll leave. After saying that, Chen Ming quickly turned around and left. I'm afraid of staying with such a beauty any longer. We'll do some indescribable things. He looked at Chen Ming running away in despair. The Mosquito Girl wanted to stop. But it was too late. He could only watch Chen Ming go away. He kept Chen Ming's appearance firmly in his mind and prepared to repay his kindness if he had the chance. Then he figured out the direction. Rushing towards home. I've been away from home for a few days. I don't know how my parents are doing. Chen Ming went all the way back to the city. Only then did I feel that the restlessness had calmed down. Call. The mosquito girl is so irritated. Then if you meet the Queen of Crossbow S, wouldn't it be? When Chen Ming thought of Queen S of the Weird Association, the restlessness that had just calmed down began to surge again. It looks like tonight will be difficult. Chen Ming couldn't laugh or cry. Walking towards the dormitory. However, I just took 2 steps. The way was blocked by a figure. Huh, is it you? The ones who stopped him were Masaru and Yamazuru, who had gone to the dormitory to give Hell Fubuki a hero certificate. But now these 2 guys are only C-level heroes. If I remember correctly, you are Hell Fubuki's roommate, right? Chen Ming looked at the 2 of them at the same time. The 2 of them were also looking at Chen Ming. Well, I am. Chen Ming nodded. Being roommates with a beautiful woman is nothing to deny. In that case, please help us give this to Hell Fubuki. Seeing Chen Ming's admission, Eyelash quickly took out the appointment letter for the Heroes Association that he had prepared long ago. I want Chen Ming to help transfer it. After all, the task didn't say it couldn't be handed over to others. Not interested in. Chen Ming shrugged. Hell Fubuki never dealt with him. If he were sending this thing over, I'm afraid I won't be scolded bloody by Hell Fubuki. So I refused without thinking. How about we give you 1,000 yuan? As long as you help deliver this to Hell Fubuki, the 1,000 yuan will be yours. Eyelash gritted his teeth, hesitated, and took out 1,000 yuan from his pocket. This is close to 1/3 of his worth. No matter how much, he will drink the Northwest Wind this month. In his opinion, 1,000 yuan is already a lot. You know, many people work for a week and only make about 2,000. And this 1,000 yuan is just to help send a letter. It's easy to get it. Moreover, he also investigated. Chen Ming went there because he had free food, drinks and a place to stay. People like this must be very short of money. 1,000 yuan was enough to tempt him. However, just when he thought he had conquered Chen Ming, he was proud of his cleverness. Chen Ming didn't even look at it and spared the 2 of them. Boy, if I give you 1,000 yuan, I'm looking down on you. Either you accept the 1,000 yuan obediently and help deliver the letter, or... The mountain ape folded his hands together and made a sound of popping beans. There was a hint of a sinister smile on his face. A scary expression. Are you threatening me? Chen Ming stopped. Turn your head. Shan Yuan felt terrified when he saw Chen Ming. Breaking out in a cold sweat. Even my back was soaked with sweat. Do not know why. He learned from the guy named Chen Ming in front of him. I actually felt a huge sense of oppression. Even breathing started to become difficult. Just like when I faced those scary weirdos. It even gave rise to an illusion. If you say one more word, the end will definitely be very tragic. I'm not good at delivering letters. You'd better find someone else. Chen Ming shrugged, withdrew his gaze, turned and left. Wait until Chen Ming is far away. Only then did the mountain ape regain his composure. Breathing heavily. Hey, what's going on with you? Didn't we agree that if that kid doesn't cooperate, one of us will have a white face and the other a red face, and then we'll make him agree? Why didn't you do anything just now? The eyelashes on the side were a little dissatisfied when they saw that the monkey did not act according to the plan. The mountain ape opened his mouth. Chen Ming's look just now came to mind again. Immediately there was another chill. Let's change to someone else. The guy just now was too dangerous. Eyelashes and eyebrows raised. I don't understand why the mountain monkey, who was fine before, suddenly became like this. But no matter what he asks next, the mountain ape refused to say anything, so he had to give up in the end. Shift the target to someone else. Chen Ming came to the door and was about to go back to the dormitory. Just in time to see the zombie man, still stained with blood, slowly walking over. Look at you like this, is this a fight? Chen Ming asked jokingly. Well, I followed you to the mountains and forests, and then I met a weirdo, so we had a fight. The zombie man admitted generously. Follow me. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Are stalkers so arrogant these days? I went to the forest a few hours ago, why did you? Half the story. Chen Ming suddenly stopped. If it were someone else, that would naturally be impossible. After such a long time, either the weirdos will be dealt with early, or the weirdos will be dealt with early. Only this guy in front of me. This guy's recovery ability is almost abnormal. It can be regarded as having almost infinite resurrection ability, and its natural physical strength is also unlimited. Previously, Zombie Man was famous for fighting for dozens of hours, killing monsters bit by bit. A few disappear and hit a weirdo against the Zombie Man. Naturally, it's no problem. That weirdo was a bit tricky. It took a lot of effort to kill it, and then it came back. The Zombie Man shrugged, confirming Chen Ming's guess. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Such a fighting method is truly the most bizarre of all. At the same time, I feel sad for the weirdo who got hit by the Zombie Man. Obviously far more than this guy. But he couldn't be beaten to death. Can be resurrected again and again. Who can withstand this? Everyone would collapse, right? By the way, I came here to give you something. The Zombie Man put his hand into his arms. After some searching. Then he handed Chen Ming a bead the size of a glass bead. This is. Chen Ming looked at the beads handed over by the Zombie Man. The eyes are round, eyes widened. What the Zombie Man took out turned out to be a weird crystal core. And the most important thing is, this monster crystal core is obviously larger than the one dropped when killing the tiger-level wild boar monster before, and the energy contained in it is also richer. That is to say, this weird crystal core, at least, fell from a tiger-level weirdo. Zombie Man. He actually used his abnormal resurrection ability and physical strength to kill a weirdo who was above the tiger level. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. Don't know what to say. By the way, I almost forgot. Help me pass it on to a person named Hell Fubuki in your dormitory. The Zombie Man then took out another letter from his arms and handed it to Chen Ming. He looked at the letter with the seal of the Heroes Association. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. Unexpectedly, this thing came back to his hands after going full circle. There's no way to escape this, right? If it had happened before, he would have ignored it and turned around and left. But now, Chen Ming's eyes fell on the weird crystal core in the Zombie Man's hand. What should I do if I really want it? After all, with this thing, not only does he not have to be sucked by Xiaohei. Xiaohei can also work for free. Want it or not? Chen Ming hesitated for a moment and chose the former. Joke. Send the letter to Hell Fubuki. At most, he would get a few glares. But with this weird crystal core, he is equivalent to having a summoning order. You can summon Xiaohei to help fight. No matter how you look at it, this deal is a good deal. Give it to me. Chen Ming accepted the monster crystal core and received the letter of appointment from the Heroes Association. Go back to dorms. Sitting on the sofa in the living room. He was thinking about how to deliver the letter to Hell Fubuki next. He took Hell Fubuki and walked in from the outside. When he passed by Chen Ming, he put away the appointment letter from the Heroes Association. It's that simple. Chen Ming couldn't believe it. Originally, he thought he would at least be stared at a few times and scolded a few times. He even fought with Hell Fubuki again. Only I didn't expect it. Things will go so smoothly. Hell Fubuki took the appointment letter himself. You don't want to say something? Chen Ming unexpectedly took the initiative to ask before Hell Shui closed the door. Snort. Faced with Chen Ming's question, Hell Fubuki just glared at Chen Ming, then snorted and closed the door. She refused before just because she didn't think about it well. Now I have figured it out. Just like Chen Ming said before. Want to improve your own strength? You have to keep fighting weirdos. In this way, you can continuously improve your strength step by step. Since we all have to fight monsters, there is nothing wrong with joining the Heroes Association. Moreover, my sister Tatsumaki is also in the Hero Association. At first glance, he was immediately identified as an extremely powerful S-class hero. Since she is targeting her sister, that would be a great thing to surpass my sister in the Hero Association rankings. Frustrated, Chen Ming returned to his room and began to rest. I basically didn't take a break today. Of course, the harvest is also full. Looking forward to the same harvest tomorrow. The next day, while Chen Ming was still sleeping, was woken up by Saitama. Teacher, come and take a look. What happened again? Chen Ming yawned. He walked out of bed half asleep. Teacher, today is the first test organized by the school. If you don't go, you will be late. According to the school's regulations, being late will be directly recorded as a failure. Saitama explained to his teacher Chen Ming while putting on his clothes. What? Chen Ming suddenly woke up. Joke. If you are judged as unqualified, you will be kicked out. It's the only place like Reserve Hero School where you can get free food, drink, and lodging without any charges. He didn't want to be kicked out. He just grabbed his clothes and put them on randomly. Teacher, wait for me. Saitama rushed out immediately when he saw the teacher. He also hurriedly followed. The two masters and apprentices rushed to the back playground of the test almost in time for the bell ringing. In the center of the playground, there is a temporary high platform. The teachers of the Reserve Heroes Association stood in a neat row. Kawanako is also among them. It has been a while since everyone came to the Reserve Hero School. I believe that after this period, everyone's strength must have been greatly improved. Next is the test. I believe everyone knows the rules. Those who pass the test can continue to stay in the school. Hero Reserve School. As for the losers, I'm sorry, I can only ask you to leave. This is also for your own good, because the students of the Reserve Hero School will one day face cruel monsters and shoulder the responsibility of protecting everyone. If you don't have strength, you will only lose your life. For those who lack strength and low potential, for students, leaving early may be the best choice. If any of you want to give up now, then come out and save yourself from getting hurt later in the competition. Quote. On the high platform, Nanako, the vice president of the Hero Association and the principal of the Reserve Hero School, stroked her glasses. He gestured to the nearly 1,000 students in the audience. However, it took a while. Of the nearly 1,000 students, no one wanted to leave voluntarily. Joke. Only a fool would leave if the food and drinks here are delicious. It's just a test, how difficult can it be? Nanako looked around. Seeing that no one gave up, he nodded slightly. Quite satisfied. At least everyone's will is still strong. I was not frightened by her few words. But, can you stay? It depends on whether these people can pass the test next. Only successfully pass the test to gain the right to stay here. Soon everyone received a number plate. Follow the rules. The person who drew the number plate number 1 will fight with the person who drew the number plate no. 998. The winner passes the test directly. As for the loser, then enter the pending area. Then continue fighting. 100 losers are always decided. These 100 people were eliminated. Others can stay, although such rules are a bit troublesome. But at the same time, it can also retain the real strong people to the maximum extent. After all, there are some very powerful students. Unlucky, I got a stronger student. Sorry to lose. In this case, there is still a chance to start over. Teacher, how much did you draw? Hugh took his number plate and returned to Chen Ming. Number 200. Chen Ming looked at the number plate in his hand. I am number 18. Saitama felt very sorry. I was still thinking about whether I would have a chance to compete with the teacher. Now it seems that it can only be done next time. Chen Ming, are you number 200? Chen Xiang Hezi on the side covered her mouth and cast a shocked look. What, could it be that I am your opponent? Chen Ming was a little surprised. Is it such a coincidence? What started as an infighting in their A102 dormitory? No, Chen Xiang Hezi showed his cute little tiger teeth and shook his head. Then why were you so excited just now? Chen Ming looked at Chen Xiang Hezi confused. Hee, I am number 199. Our numbers are next to each other. Isn't this amazing? Asaka Hezi raised his number. The eyes are curved into crescents. Chen Ming was stunned for a moment, then shook his head in confusion. Women are indeed strange creatures. Soon all 998 students received their respective numbers. On the back playground, 20 competition venues have been divided. Said it was a playing field. In fact, it is just a circle drawn on the ground. Those who leave the circle, or those who voluntarily admit defeat, will all be eliminated. On the contrary, he is the winner. With the sound of a gong, the first official test of Reserve Hero School begins. As No. 18, Saitama will compete in the first round. His opponent is No. 980. He is a muscular man nearly 2 meters tall. The muscles all over his body exploded, and even the sweatshirt he was wearing seemed to burst. Next on the 18th and 980th, 2 students, please prepare. Kawanako had a whistle hanging around her neck. He held up a small red flag in his hand. When the little red flag was waved, the competition between the two officially began. Saitama can't wait for this battle. Even in terms of size, there is no comparison with his opponents. But there was no flinching. On the contrary, it inspired his fighting spirit even more. However, when the little red flag in Kawanako's hand was about to fall, the competition was about to begin. Student number 980 suddenly raised the white flag. Faced with the sudden change, Kawanako was stunned for a moment. But according to the rules, it was still announced that Saitama had won the final victory and successfully advanced. What? Why are you surrendering and fighting me? How do you know who loses and who wins without fighting? Hey, don't be a coward, okay? Saitama shouted at the leaving figure of student number 980. Although he won and successfully advanced, he was unwilling to do so. He really wanted a fight. Why is it so difficult? Next time, I will definitely have a good fight next time. Chen Ming patted Saitama on the shoulder. I hope so. Saitama put his hands in his pockets and put away his unwillingness. Pouting, the remaining 19 competitions started at the same time. 13 of them are still being fought hard. The remaining 6 games were also decided early. But the difference is, these 6 people were defeated head-on by their opponents. The person who was hit directly was unconscious. It seems that I am afraid that I will not be able to participate in the subsequent elimination and resurrection matches. Already destined to be completely eliminated and leave the reserve hero school. Among the 6 people, Chen Ming's eyes were attracted by one of them, a man with red hair and a slender figure. Exactly, he was attracted by the unabashed and extremely aggressive gaze of this red-haired man as he looked at Chen Xianghezi. Chen Xianghezi seemed to feel the red-haired man's hot gaze. The thin eyebrows frowned slightly, subconsciously huddled behind Chen Ming. Until the figure of Chen Xianghezi could not be seen clearly. Only then did Hong Mao look away. Stand on the high platform. He glanced at Chen Ming with a condescending look. The contempt and disdain are barely written on his face. Teacher, that guy's name is Kato Yin. He is recognized as one of the top 10 in the Reserve Hero School. It is said that he has been invited by the Hero Association. Saitama watched the teacher's eyes fall on Hong Mao on the high platform. He came over immediately and told all the news in detail. When did you start collecting information? Chen Ming turned his head and looked at Qiu with a strange expression. In my memory, isn't Saitama always reckless? When did you learn to collect information in advance? I didn't collect this, he told me. Saitama scratched his head in embarrassment. Pointing at Genos in the crowd. How did you come? Looking at Genos in the crowd. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. I heard that there will be a competition in the Reserve Hero Association today. Since I have nothing to do recently, I just wanted to take a look. Genos explained casually, but his eyes kept falling on Chen Ming. What he wanted to do more was study and analyze Chen Ming's battle. Because for now, Chen Ming was the one he had ever seen who was the most proficient in combat skills and the best in coordination. And this is the second thing he lacks in battle besides strength. Chen Ming looked at Genos and then at Saitama. If Saitama continues to accept Genos as his disciple in the future, he will do the same as before. When Genos sees him, he will call him master. Doesn't this mean that 3 generations of grandparents live together? Chen Ming's mouth twitched. I always feel that there is something subtle about this matter. Next, number 200 will fight no. 799. Just when Chen Ming was chatting with someone else. On the high platform, Kawanako held a loudspeaker and shouted loudly. Chen Ming heard his number and walked up quickly. But he never expected it. The opponent turned out to be Zombie Man. When watching the Zombie Man walk up to the high platform holding no. 799. Chen Ming has a black streak on his head. This is your sister. Why did I run into this guy? This is basically a little strong among the little strong. If he can't be beaten and defeated, he will definitely lose in the end if he keeps wearing out. You are participating in the elimination round of Reserve Hero School, are you ready? 1. Surrender, give up directly, and enter the elimination and resurrection match. Strength Enhancer plus 30. 2. Fight with all your strength, get Physical Enhancer plus 20. 3. Win, obtain Speed Enhancer plus 30. What is your choice? Chen Ming, who was hesitating, heard the idea prompt again. Surrender is impossible. As for fighting with all your strength, the reward is a bit less. So I chose 3. And just now, after he saw the second and third options, suddenly it dawned on me. Fighting with all your strength is not the same thing as winning. To win, you don't necessarily have to defeat the zombie man. You can find a way to drive him out of the competition venue. Thinking of this, the corners of Chen Ming's mouth raised slightly. He looked at the zombie man with a bit of a smirk. Come on, let me see your true strength now. The corners of the zombie man's mouth raised. Have been looking forward to this contest for a long time. Now I finally got what I wanted. Then I'm not welcome. Chen Ming narrowed his eyes slightly, staring closely at the zombie man in front of him. Next moment, a sudden outburst. Investigative eyes. Zombie man. Strength. Wolf level above. Ability. Unlimited resurrection, unlimited recovery. At wolf level, while Chen Ming was taking action, he was also observing the zombie man's condition. After seeing the strength of the zombie man, Chen Ming already felt confident. When he rushed less than 2 meters in front of the zombie man, his eyes changed, and his breath suddenly became sharp. Shocked, Chen Ming directly launched a shock attack. The zombie man was preparing to receive Chen Ming's full punch. Caught off guard, he said. My head instantly fell into chaos. When you react, it's too late. Number 200, win. Kawanako on the side and everyone nearby were watching the competition. They all looked at each other. Watched over 100 games. This is the first time I see this. Shameless. Just now, in full public view, witnessed by hundreds of pairs of eyes. Chen Ming actually pulled the zombie man out of the line before he could react. According to the rules, the zombie man who qualified would naturally lose the competition. Chen Ming won the victory naturally. If it's a good fight. After a hard-fought contest, the winner was finally decided. They will definitely respond with warm applause and cheers. And the way Chen Ming fights. In their view, too ugly. Yes, it is ugly. This is no longer a question of whether it is exciting or not. It's a question of whether it can catch the eye. Hey, your name is Chen Ming, right? Can you fight like a man and with dignity, instead of relying on opportunism and conspiracy to win by chance? Didn't you hear Principal Nanako say that the students of the Reserve Hero School will sooner or later go to the stage where they fight weirdos? Is it possible that when you fight weirdos, you also want to use the dirty tricks used by these despicable villains? Kato folded his hands on his chest and leaned against the wall. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, and in a few words, he not only said Chen Ming's name. And he was also known as a despicable and shameless person who used dirty tricks. At this time, there was a burst of laughter from the entire audience. There were also bursts of boos. Expressed dissatisfaction with Chen Ming. To this, Chen Ming ignored it. Exactly. Too lazy to pay attention. This kind of person is not worth wasting his breath at all. Unless one day, this guy becomes a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, Chen Ming suddenly remembered. He also has 1 high-quality weirdo cell and 2 good-quality weirdo cells. Why don't you give this guy one? And then take action to solve it? Chen Ming held his chin and thought carefully. Finally chose to give up. Mainly because he felt it wasn't worth wasting a weirdo cell on something like this. Kato became even more arrogant because he didn't speak because of Chen Ming. The smile on his face became even more wild. Why didn't you speak? Is it acquiescence? It seems that you are not completely hopeless, and you still have a little bit of conscience. In this case, get out of here. Get out of here, or if you hit my hand, I will definitely teach you the lesson you deserve. Asshole, how dare you insult the teacher? Chen Ming ignored him, but Chi-Yu couldn't bear it. He had to rush over to seek justice for his teacher. Saitama is back. Chen Ming called Chi-Yu back. But teacher, this guy actually insulted you with rude words. Saitama was furious. Whatever I say today, I have to help the teacher out of this bad breath. Speechless words. How could that be? All I heard was a barking of a dog. Saitama, you have to remember that dogs bite people, but you can't bite dogs. Because you are a human, if you bite dogs too, wouldn't that be dirty? Own. Chen Ming patted Saitama on the shoulder, grinning. Not loud, but it reached Kato Yin's ears. It also spread to the ears of everyone around. Asshole, who are you calling a dog? Kato's face was livid, his eyes were spitting fire, and he stared at Chen Ming. I wish I could cut Chen Ming into pieces with 1,000 knives and eat him alive. It's weird, I didn't say who it was. Why are you so excited all of a sudden? I've seen someone recognize his godfather and recognize his godmother. This is the first time I've seen someone recognize a dog. Chen Ming said with a smile. Asshole, I won't teach you a lesson today. I, Kato Yin, am not a human being. Kato gritted his teeth and squeezed out some words from between his teeth. Be low-key. I know you are a dog, but it is not a glorious thing. Chen Ming consoled Kato Yin with seriousness. Listen to Chen Ming's words. Kato was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Chen Ming seemed to have thoughts of murder. Wait for the discussion later. He lied and said that he accidentally used all his strength, and then beat the fool to death. I believe the Reserve Hero School won't say too much. Kato wants to challenge you. What is your choice? 1. Accept Strength Enhancer plus 30. 2. Rejection. Obtain the title of cowardly as a mouse, as timid as a mouse, gain the ability of perception, and can detect the strength of the enemy. 3. Accept and defeat Kato Yin. Obtain Strength Enhancer plus 20, Physical Enhancer plus 20, Speed Enhancer plus 20. What is your choice? Chen Ming looked at the third option, which was longer than ever before. Showing some surprise. The dog type finally has a conscience. It actually awarded 63-dimensional rewards in one go. What are you waiting for? 3. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth raised, revealing a smile. The more I look at Kato, the more satisfied I become. I didn't expect that this guy would give me so many attribute point rewards. I should have known this much. You should have looked for him just now. But it's not too late. Kawanako didn't wait for a reaction. Things have already developed in an uncontrollable direction. And it also received support from most students. Although she is a teacher. But in the face of such a situation, there is nothing that can be done. Because of this situation, I even received encouragement from the school. In the school's view, only in this way can the students' strength be improved faster. I learned that there was a challenge on the 17th stage. The students who were watching competitions in other arenas also turned here. Everyone craned their necks, waiting to enjoy this challenge. Chen Ming, will everything be okay? Chen Xianghezi's eyes were filled with worry, and she followed Chen Ming's moving figure closely. Don't worry, the teacher will be fine. Saitama has full confidence in his teacher. In his opinion, no one among the students can defeat his teacher. Chen Ming can win. Hell Fubuki, who had just finished the competition, came over at some point. He just glanced at it and expressed his judgment. Although Kato's strength is recognized among the students as being very strong. But Chen Ming is definitely not easy to mess with. She had personally experienced Chen Ming's terror. I hope so. Chen Xianghezi clasped her hands together nervously, silently praying for Chen Ming. Boy, don't say I bully you. I'll give you 3 moves. Kato smiled sinisterly. His eyes were malicious. In his opinion, let alone giving Chen Ming 3 moves, even 10 or 20 moves would be the same. Because Chen Ming is a weakling. There was no threat to him at all. And he said so. You can also gain favor in the hearts of other students. Especially Chen Xianghezi. Thinking of Asaka Heka, Kato's heart felt hot again. No matter what, we must chase this rich girl. In this way, he can eat and drink without worries for the rest of his life. This is what you said. The corners of Chen Ming's mouth rose. Slowly raise your fist. Did anyone see clearly? What just happened? What's going on? Who can tell me? What exactly is going on? What did I miss in the blink of an eye just now? Who can tell me why Kato Yin fell to the ground? Just a moment ago, Kato Yin's words about giving Chen Ming 3 moves were still echoing in everyone's minds. Then Chen Ming took the lead. Then, there was no more then. Wait until they come to their senses again. Kato fell to the ground. I don't know life or death. I thought I saw Kato fell down after being punched by Chen Ming just now. At this time, a voice came from the corner. Fart, With that guy Chen Ming's strength, how could he possibly knock down Kato Yin with one punch? However, as soon as the student finished speaking, he was frightened to death. Because the person who spoke before turned out to be the principal of the Reserve Hero School. And he just scolded the principal without thinking about life and death. But Nanako didn't have the heart to care about it at the moment. At this moment, all her thoughts were on Chen Ming. Even her. I didn't see clearly what happened just now. Just saw it vaguely. Chen Ming suddenly set off. Then Kato stood there confidently. Let Chen Ming's fist fall on him. Then the winner is determined instantly. Could it be that this student named Chen Ming has been hiding his strength? In fact, he is a very strong person. If this is the case. Nanako stared at Chen Ming closely. The brain works rapidly. If Chen Ming is really a very powerful warrior, how should he recruit him? But there is no point in saying anything now. The only way is to figure out what happened at that time. Only then can we know whether Chen Ming really has the strength to kill Kato Yin instantly, or whether he used some shady means. The competition has come to an end for the time being, and the start time will be announced later. Nanako took a deep breath. He immediately decided to suspend the competition first. She immediately rushed back to the Z City Heroes Association. Call up the video just now to confirm. Teacher, I knew you could do it. Haha, by the way, teacher, you must have stopped your strength just now, right? Otherwise, the guy couldn't have simply fainted. Saitama was the first to rush forward. That posture made me even happier than if I had won. Well, I collected 70%. Chen Ming nodded. Last minute. He regained 70% of his strength. But the remaining 30% is enough for Kato to bear. At least 6 or 7 ribs in his chest were broken. You are indeed worthy of being a teacher. It will be great if I become as strong as the teacher. Saitama sighed in admiration. His eyes were full of envy. He has been exercising relentlessly during this time. Work hard every day. Even he could clearly feel the improvement in strength. I thought I could get closer to the teacher. But look at it now. He's not even close yet. He couldn't even catch up with the teacher's shadow. Did you use this trick to defeat me just now? The zombie man who had woken up came over. Staring straight at Chen Ming. He was careless just now. I originally thought that Chen Ming would confront him head-on. But I didn't expect that Chen Ming would have such a method. Make him lose consciousness for a short time. When he woke up, the battle was over. He only learned from others that the competition between the two was over. Chen Ming admitted generously. I hope that next time I compete with you, you can use this trick and we can have a good fight. The zombie man clenched his fists. He really wanted to fight a strong man like Chen Ming. Then continue to improve your own strength. Ever since yesterday's battle with that tiger-level monster, he could clearly feel that his strength had improved a bit. If he can continue to fight against strong players, then the strength will definitely continue to improve. There will be opportunities in the future. Chen Ming nodded. At least for now, he has no such plans yet. The way you fought just now was very strange. When you launched the attack, there was an instant impact similar to the fluctuation of abilities, causing the opponent to lose consciousness. Are you an ability user? Why is there no such thing in my database? Record. Genos flipped through his database. However, after searching around, I couldn't find anything similar to Chen Ming's attack method. How could I forget this guy? Chen Ming had a headache. This is going wrong. He was just going to grow in secret. Continuously improve strength. Why did he accidentally attract so many people? If this continues, I'm afraid I can't hide it even if I want to, right? What to do? Chen Ming was worried about how to hide it. On the other side, Z City Heroes Association branch. In the empty corridor, there was a rapid sound of high heels. Nanako hurried towards the data room at a speed that was almost trotting. Vice President. Nanako's figure appeared in the data room. The busy staff all stood aside respectfully. Well, bring up the surveillance of the playground behind the Reserve Hero School just now. Nanako nodded to everyone. Come directly to the monitor. The staff on the side quickly stepped forward and tapped on the keyboard. Find the monitoring data just now. Then under Nanako's instructions, he found the scene where Chen Ming and Kato Yin were fighting just now. Play frame by frame, again and again, no matter how she looked at it. No one found any despicable methods used by Chen Ming. So, Chen Ming is really strong. Vice President, please look here. At this time, the staff suddenly reminded him loudly. Nanako looked up. The staff continued to play back frame by frame, but at the moment when Chen Ming punched. Then it stopped. Vice President, look here. The staff member pointed to a location not far in front of Kato Yin. Nanako squinted her eyes and looked at it carefully for a long time before finally noticing a small black shadow on the screen. You mean? Nanako frowned. According to my judgment, this should be a small insect like a mosquito. At the moment when this person punched, Kato was distracted by the mosquito in front of him, so he was unprepared. So in other words, this person is just lucky. It happened that Kato didn't have any reaction and got a solid punch from him. Of course, this does not mean that this person has no strength. After all, he can enter the reserve hero school. Prove his strength. But defeating Kato Yin was just a coincidence. I believe that if Kato Yin was prepared, he would not be defeated. The staff quickly made their own analysis. Is Kato's defeat really because of a mosquito? Nanako frowned, although this explanation was very far-fetched. But right now it's the only thing that makes sense. Correct. Just when Nanako was frowning and in distress, suddenly an idea flashed in my mind. Rather than making wild guesses here, why not find a chance to test it out? Then we will know whether Chen Ming is really capable or just relying on luck. The corners of Nanako's mouth raised, and her eyes shone with interest. She wanted to see how much this guy named Chen Ming weighed. On the other side, Reserve Heroes Association. Hi. Just when Chen Ming was thinking hard about what excuse he should find to fool him, Mosquito Girl walked over from a distance and smiled sweetly at Chen Ming. Then he consciously came to Chen Ming's side. How did you come? Chen Ming looked at the sudden appearance of Mosquito Lady and was stunned for a moment. Isn't the Mosquito Lady already home? Why did he appear in the Reserve Heroes Association school again? Chen Ming, who is she? Chen Xianghezi on the side immediately became jealous when he saw a strange girl who was so close to Chen Ming and looked very familiar. Pouting, displeasure written all over his face. Ah, she. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows, looking at the Mosquito Girl beside him. Very embarrassed. Then it suddenly occurred to him that he really didn't know what Mosquito Girl's name was. Hello, my name is Xiao Daochun. You can also call me Chun. I am Chen Ming's girlfriend. Mosquito Girl stretched out her hand, with a smile on her face, and generously introduced herself to Chen Xianghezi and everyone. What? This time, not only Chen Xianghezi, Hel Fubuki, and Saitama were stunned. Even Chen Ming himself was stunned. A question mark on his face. When did this happen? Why didn't he know? Although I saw some things I shouldn't have seen. But that doesn't mean they become boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Chen Ming, what's going on? Chen Xianghezi's eyes were filled with mist. On the verge of tears, he looked at Chen Ming sadly. Although Hel Fubuki did not speak, but there was disappointment and anger in his eyes. No, please listen to my explanation. I really have nothing to do with her. Chen Ming has a big head. I want to explain, but I don't know how. Why are you so excited? I am Chen Ming's girlfriend. I can also be your girlfriend. Xiao Daochun looked at Chen Ming and the others with a puzzled look. I don't understand why the atmosphere suddenly became so weird. What, are you still shameless? You have become Chen Ming's girlfriend, how can you still be with someone else? Are you worthy of Chen Ming? Chen Xianghezi was extremely excited. He just barely pointed at Xiao Daochun's nose and scolded him. I see. Xiao Daochun burst into laughter and then explained. You misunderstood. When I said girlfriend, I meant female friends, not what you meant as boyfriend and girlfriend. This is real. Chen Xianghezi's eyes, which had dimmed, regained their radiance again. Yes, this is the custom in my hometown. They all call me that. I'm sorry that you misunderstood. I apologize to you. Xiao Daochun apologized to Chen Xianghezi, Hell Blowing Snow, and Chen Ming. Scared me. Chen Ming also breathed a sigh of relief. Just now, he really thought it was the Mosquito Lady. No, now it was called Xiao Daochun's hometown custom. Still worrying about what to do. Now the truth is finally revealed. Hee, now that the misunderstanding has been cleared up, it turns out you are Chen Ming's friend. Why haven't I heard Chen Ming mention you before? The mist in Chen Xianghezi's eyes disappeared. With a smile on his face, he took the initiative to take Xiao Daochen's arm. Maybe it's not too late. After all, we just met not long ago. Xiao Daochen shrugged. You haven't said what you're doing here yet. Chen Ming asked again. Anyway, I have nothing to do at home, so I wanted to find something to do. I heard that this place is recruiting people, and they will take care of food, housing, and living expenses, so I wanted to give it a try. Xiao Daochen said with a smile. Chen Ming raised his eyebrows. His intuition told him that it was definitely not that simple. But now that there are so many people, it's hard to ask too many questions. Be prepared to ask when there are fewer people. After all, Xiao Daochen's identity is quite special. What if suddenly her bestiality comes out that day? What should I do if I summon the mosquitoes and suck them all dry? The time soon came to noon. The teachers saw that the principal Nanako had not returned yet. Then let the students go back to eat first, and the news of the competition will be announced later. But for those who have passed the test, such as Chen Ming, Saitama, Asaka Heka, and Hell Fubuki, the next test has nothing to do with them, they can go or not. Speaking of Asaka Hezi passed. Simple and crude. Stand in the ring. Just use money to hit the opponent until he admits defeat. Looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Everyone else in the audience was crying. Each and every one of them couldn't wait to go on stage to fight Chenxiang Hezi for that brother. The group headed straight to the cafeteria. As for Genos and Zombie Man, one is to go back and do more detailed data analysis to analyze Chen Ming's fighting skills step by step. The other one doesn't need to eat, and is going to go to the nearby mountains and forests to find weirdos and continue to challenge one another to improve his strength. Chen Ming wished he could stay as far away from these two guys as possible. Now the two take the initiative to leave. I can't wait to clap my hands and applaud. You are so beautiful. Xiao Daochen deliberately slowed down and came to Chen Ming and Saitama. His eyes glanced at Asaka Hezi and Hell Fubuki not far ahead. Huh, what do you mean? Chen Ming raised his eyebrows and looked at Xiao Daochen beside him. Nothing. Xiao Daochen shook his head and stopped talking. Chen Ming was too lazy to ask further questions. There were other things on his mind that he wanted to verify at the moment. The reason why you came to the Hero Reserve School shouldn't be that simple. Tell me, what is it for? The smile on Chen Ming's face dropped. With some seriousness. You also know that in my current situation, although normal food can also replenish my physical strength, the effect is not obvious. The most suitable thing for me is blood. It is very close to the mountains and forests, and it will not be restricted, which makes it easier for me to move. Quote. Xiao Daochen didn't hide anything from Chen Ming and told him his plans. After all, Chen Ming was her savior, and he even saved her life, so this little secret didn't matter. Chen Ming's heart dropped. It seems like I'm overthinking it. The Xiao Daochen in front of her is no longer the mosquito girl she used to be because of her appearance and intervention. Did you hear that this morning, the guy named Chen Ming was able to defeat Kato Yin because he cheated? Otherwise, how could he defeat Kato Yin with his strength? That's definitely the case. I also heard that Kato didn't notice Chen Ming's attack because he was distracted by a mosquito. Mosquito. Chen Ming, who happened to be passing by, had a strange expression on his face. There really happened to be a mosquito next to him. But what does his defeat of Kato have to do with mosquito? Huh, I did it so secretly, but I didn't expect that I would still be discovered. Just when Chen Ming was confused, Xiao Daochen on the side showed a helpless smile. Huh, does this matter really have anything to do with you? Chen Mingshan frowned and looked at Xiao Daochen beside him in confusion. Yeah, it's not like I don't know your strength. That guy is no match for you. I was afraid that you would kill him accidentally, so I helped him build a defense. Xiao Daochen briefly explained what happened just now. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. He is not a 3-year-old child, so how could he have neither light nor heavy hands? Well, there should be some sense of proportion, right? Think of it this way. Xiao Daochen helped resist some of the force. Kato also suffered 6 or 7 broken ribs. If this is not blocked. Chen Ming's mouth twitched. It seems that the strength is still a bit stronger. You don't blame me, do you? Xiao Daochen glanced at Chen Ming beside him. I was afraid that this would make Chen Ming unhappy. If I didn't happen to hear someone else say it. She wasn't even going to say it. No, Chen Ming came back to his senses and smiled. That's good. Xiao Daochun heard that Chen Ming didn't blame her. The smile returned to his face. Teacher, let's go quickly, I'm going to starve to death. Saitama behind him looked at his teacher standing there, showing no intention of leaving. Touching his growling stomach, he couldn't help but protest. Yes, let's go and eat first. Chen Ming then continued walking towards the cafeteria. However, I just walked to the door of the cafeteria. But his way was blocked by several people. Are you Chen Ming? A tall man glanced sideways at Chen Ming and sneered. It's me, who are you? Chen Ming frowned. I don't know the person in front of me. It must be the first time we meet. My name is Zan Hai. He is a new student. Someone said that as long as one of your arms and legs is cut off, you can join the Heroes Association. Boy, if you want to blame me, I blame you for offending someone you shouldn't offend. The tall man laughed ferociously. A wave of his hand. The people who had been waiting nearby all gathered around him. Surround Chen Ming in the middle. Just be ready to take action. You fools, how dare you attack my master? See how I teach you a lesson. Saitama on the side shouted loudly. Jump in and take action. While walking on the way to the canteen, you encountered several provocative and troublesome people. What was your choice? 1. Accept it and teach them a lesson, Strength Enhancer plus 20. 2. Pretend not to see it and ignore it, Physique Enhancer plus 10. What is your choice? 1. Wait, let me do it. Chen Ming waved his hand. Just push Saitama aside. There is no reason to refuse this property that is delivered to your door. I'm in a hurry to eat, so you guys can join me. Chen Ming waved to everyone in front of him. You brat, wait a minute and let me see how proud you are. Zan Hai waved the steel pipe in his hand. He rushed up with 5 or 6 younger brothers. Facing these ordinary people who didn't even have the strength to be a wolf, Chen Ming didn't bother to use shock. Just give each person a slap. Easy to do. Done, call it a day. Chen Ming clapped his hands and had 20 attributes for free, feeling very good. Even my appetite is whetted. I need to eat 2 more steamed buns later. What? Waste. They are all waste. What use do I need from you? A hospital bed in the medical room of the Reserve Hero School. Kato grimaced. He learned that all the people he sent were easily dealt with. I'm so angry. Brother, those guys are just a bunch of low-class gangsters. It's okay to scare people outside, but it's not enough to watch here. How about we spend more money and invite some experts to come? I heard that there is a tavern that can post a mission. Just give the target and bounty to the tavern owner, and someone will come to solve it soon. A younger brother leaned next to Kato Yin and whispered. Is this pub reliable? Kato became a little more interested because of the sinister expression on his face. Reliable. It is said that it has never failed so far. The younger brother said quickly. Then he showed a bit of embarrassment. It's just what? Kato raised his eyebrows. There is a rule, the bounty must be at least 100,000. If it is less than 100,000, they will not accept it. The younger brother secretly looked at the boss in front of him and murmured in a low voice. 100,000. Veins popped out on Kato's livid face. His total wealth now is less than 20,000 yuan. This was the signing fee given to him in advance by the Heroes Association in order to win him over. No, this guy named Chen Ming must be killed. Kato's entire face twisted together. He could imagine it. Now the entire Reserve Hero School is discussing his previous battle with Chen Ming. Now, he has gone from being the object of everyone's envy to the object of everyone's ridicule. This is something he cannot accept under any circumstances. And all of this is thanks to this idiot Chen Ming. So Chen Ming must die. That afternoon, after collecting 100,000 yuan. After Kato Yin dressed up carefully. We arrived at the Shenjing Tavern that my little brother mentioned. Boss, here is 100,000 yuan, help me kill someone. Here is his name and location. Kato Yin handed over the money to the other party, and at the same time handed over all the information about Chen Ming that he had written in advance. And to ensure nothing goes wrong, he also deliberately exaggerated Chen Ming's strength. The purpose is to attract the other party's attention and send stronger killers. Chen Ming, if you are worthy of me spending 100,000 yuan, even if you die, you are worth it. Kato Yin's eyes showed the pleasure of revenge. Then left quickly. Not long after Kato Yin left, a figure walked out of the martial arts gym behind the tavern. That's the goal. The tavern owner handed over the note with Chen Ming's message. Oh, the first person in the Reserve Hero Association. He has been invited to join the Hero Association in advance and is directly designated as a B-level hero. Does he have the potential to be an A-level hero? The figure glanced at the note in his hand. A quick glance. He showed an innocent smile. I'll take this mission. Then he turned around and left the tavern. At this time, Reserve Hero School. Chen Ming had a hearty meal in the cafeteria. I originally planned to go wandering around the nearby mountains and forests. By the way, find some weirdos to practice your skills on. But I heard Xiao Daochun say, all the weirdos in the nearby mountains and forests have been drained. When there are no other weirdos for the time being, I can only give up this idea. I'm thinking about whether to stay away from Xiao Daochun in the future. Otherwise, if this continues, won't he even be able to eat meat? How about going somewhere farther away? Chen Ming suddenly came up with a somewhat bold idea. After all, he was just a hair away from being a wolf. Looking at the dozens of attributes missing, I almost feel obsessive-compulsive disorder. Say hello to a few people. Chen Ming came outside alone. Since there is no chance here in the mountains and forests, simply focus on the sea in front of you. The sea covers 2/3 of the earth, and there are many more weirdos in it than on land. It's not easy to meet a weirdo. He, little beauty, come quickly and come into the arms of Brother Octopus. Not long after Chen Ming arrived at the beach, an octopus monster waved its tentacles and rushed towards a frightened girl. Someone is in danger. What is your choice? 1. Rescue, Strength Enhancer plus 20. 2. Self-preservation is important, Physique Enhancer plus 10. What is your choice? 1. Chen Ming rushed directly towards the octopus monster. Just punch the octopus in the head. Headshot on the spot. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level octopus monster and obtaining a Strength Enhancer plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level octopus monster and obtaining a Physical Enhancer plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level octopus monster and obtaining Speed Enhancer plus 20. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully killing the wolf-level octopus monster and obtaining the treasure chest key plus 1. Ah, Chen Ming's face looked a bit strange. Treasure chest key. Is this a weird thing? This is the first time I've seen something like this. The treasure chest key can open the mysterious treasure chest and obtain rewards. Countless treasure chests are sleeping in every corner of the sea, waiting for people to discover. Look at the introduction of a bunch of treasure chest keys. Chen Ming instantly lost interest. I thought there would be a treasure box or something, so I could just open it. I never thought I would have to find it myself. And look at this situation, it's still in the sea. What a joke. That's the situation now. He was eaten by the weirdo within minutes. Also find a fart treasure chest. But it's still a reward. It's a pity to lose it. Chen Ming threw it directly into his backpack. Keep company with that death scythe. Character column. Name, Chen Ming. Age, 20 years old. Strength, 506. The maximum strength of a normal person is 10. Constitution, 499. The maximum value of normal human body constitution is 10. Speed, 498. The maximum speed of a normal person is 10. Combat skills, Junior Martial Artist, Detective Eye, Clairvoyance, Shock. Weapon, Predator's Gloves green. Overall strength evaluation, among the wolves. Still a little short of that. Chen Ming looked at his attributes. The strength has reached the standard, only the physique and speed are left. If there's another weirdo. Chen Ming raised his head and looked around. Suddenly, I felt a slight sound coming from behind me, very light, like the wind blowing slightly through the sand. He didn't take it seriously at first. But I felt an inexplicable crisis. It seemed like something bad was going to happen. Investigative eyes. Prudent. Chen Ming directly opened his investigative eyes. In an instant, all the disturbances within 100 meters of the surrounding area were visible. It was less than 10 meters behind him. A figure is approaching quietly. The sound of the sand rubbing together just now was caused by this figure. Assassin. Chen Ming looked at this man dressed in tight clothes and carrying a samurai sword behind him. He instantly guessed the other party's identity. Unexpectedly, he is still an old acquaintance. The lonely warrior, Sonic. Of course, the current Sonic is still a healthy person. At this moment, Sonic didn't realize that he had been discovered by his target Chen Ming. Still keeping his breath low, he slowly approached Chen Ming according to his previous plan. Looking at Chen Ming, who was about to die but still didn't realize it, Sonic once again showed his innocent smile. His left hand grasped the handle of the knife behind him. Be ready to take action at any time. It's now. When he was less than 5 meters away from Chen Ming, Sonic rises up and attacks. He rushed directly towards Chen Ming. A cold light flashed past. The smile on Sonic's face grew wider. No one can escape at such a close distance. What? Sonic looked at the clearing in front of him. Eyes tightened. Just now he clearly looked at Chen Ming where he was. The knife has also been cut on the body. Why did it disappear? How did he do that? Is this guy also a ninja? Are you looking for me? Chen Ming's voice came from the side. Why can you dodge my attack? Sonic suddenly stepped back and distanced himself. Before you ask me why, I also want to ask you why you attacked me. I seem to have no grievances against your ninja village, right? Chen Ming spread his hands, looking helpless. He had always been honest, so why was he being targeted by the people in the ninja village? You know Ninja Village. Listening to Chen Ming mention the words Ninja Village, Sonic's expression changed. His eyes were fixed on Chen Ming. Since you know that I am from the Ninja Village, you should also know that the people in the Ninja Village will not stop dying once they accept a mission. In other words, today, you must die. Sonic has his signature smile on his face. The figure disappeared from the spot. This time, after seeing Chen Ming's strength again, he no longer hides. Directly use all your strength. He combined all the ninjutsu and developed the 2 shadow burial. Chen Ming was a little surprised when he saw Sonic's second shadow burial. Unexpectedly, Sonic 3 years ago would reach such strength. But in this case, then why was it only 3 years later that the 10 shadow burial was developed? Isn't this speed too slow? Just when Chen Ming was guessing. On the other side, Sonic has attacked. Hey, how about it? With such a fast speed, even you can't see me anymore, right? It's your honor to die under my move. Sonic was moving at high speed with a proud look on his face. So far, no one among the enemies has been able to see through his move. This is also his trump card. Must kill, instant kill by shadow. Sonic shouted, his speed increased by 30% again, and he pressed the katana in his hand. Pretend to draw a sword. This is another one of his unique skills. After gathering the samurai's sword drawing techniques, he developed his own special sword drawing technique. Although I am not very proficient in it yet, but facing Chen Ming, there is no room left. You must show your strongest strength. When, however, the pride on Sonic's face disappeared as the katana in his hand was easily removed by Chen Ming. Only horror remained. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.